Levels Network. I'm Justin Horo, joined by the Triple OG Willie Mason and the bro Lucky Stowe. There may be a little scoundrel that's just floating around in the...
If I'm looking somewhere else.
if Mace is distracted, it's because little Lenni's here with me, her little brother. So Lenni started it. She brought something home from daycare.
Yeah.
So she was sick at the start of last week. Then it got passed on
She's like, hold my bottle.
to Brooksy.
I'm good.
Yeah, Brooksy's been hammered for about 3 or 4 days, poor boy. And, you know, just like 7 weeks old, just doesn't know how to deal with it. And therefore, Kai's rattled. So Lenni's with us today. She'll just be floating around in the background there, but she'll be fine. She's got Netflix for a bit. We might have a break and go get a little ham and cheese croissant later on. How was your weekend, mate?
It was relaxing, but it was intense, right? Because went up to my brother up at Eagleton, see him, and his boys playing this competition, which is not a normal comp. It's called TFW, right? So it's like a sort of a rep team brought together. A lot of Sydney teams come up. Was it Toronto again?
Yep.
Still haven't changed the name. Still Keith Barry. Still no statue. So I went to Toronto 2 days in a row, like 2 mornings, like Sunday and Monday.
If you're from Toronto,
Yeah.
how do we go about getting a Mace statues? Statues.
The Mod League grandstand.
Do they have a canteen there?
Yep. None of that.
Would you be happy with the Willie Mason canteen?
I don't want anything at the moment.
Yes, you do. Let's get something. Let's get something going.
Name a cup after me.
You're too big of a player to like not
Name
have
a cup
something
after me.
associated with that club.
You go through Toronto West. I rolled through Toronto West, right, where I was brought up, and with Archer.
Yeah.
And I showed him. I said, "That's where Daddy used to live. It's where
Yeah.
Daddy used to go to school." And he goes,
That's
"This is
cool.
like." And he's like, he's at that age where he sort of knows. I said,
Half picking it up.
I said, it's not nice, is it? Where we live? I said, where you live, right? And he goes, no, it's not. And I said, it's where Daddy grew up, right here. Got out of the car and everything like that.
'Cause you've never explained to me, like, how rough is Toronto? Is
Toronto West, it's not Toronto.
Yeah.
It's totally different. Like
Yeah.
you go to Toronto, if I take you to Toronto, you go, this is a nice little town.
Yeah.
On the water, like lakeside, beautiful.
Because I've drove past Toronto a couple of
Oh,
times.
you love it.
Going
We gave coffee in that like yesterday morning. It was so good. It's beautiful. Even since the 90s, it's changed. You would actually live in Toronto. But the Toronto West is the Commission House side,
Gotcha.
which is like a real line in the sand, right? This is where I got confused as a youngster, where I'm like, we all grew up in commission houses, and like we all thought that this was all this normal same shit. Like, you know, in Sydney, in the eastern suburbs, you got a fucking Maroubra $10 million house in South Coogee, and then you got housing commission across the road in units. We didn't have units, so just normal shit fucking houses, right? And all our mates lived there. We just thought it was normal till we got to high school, right? And then you go to your mate's house who lives on the water, and you're like, fuck, what's the deal here? Like, I had a couple of mates that had some decent cash, their parents, right? Like, living on the water. So I used to go around there, fucking jet skis and on their boats and shit all the time. What a fucking, we got nothing. Because then you start realising, it's just, it hasn't changed one bit since I left in 97.
Yeah.
Like, I bought mum a house in 2000, 2001, but it is just housing commission at its like lowest.
Yeah.
Just a lot of drugs there. It wasn't, it's fucking low joint. They haven't put anything into it. A lot of money in Toronto, but not Toronto West. So I just wanted to drive through the streets. So this is exactly the same it was fucking 30 years ago.
Yeah.
40 years ago.
Those
That's
kids,
just it is what it is. Makes you who you are, right?
yeah, those kids are just like you. Like they wouldn't know any
You
different.
don't know.
Right? Yeah.
Until you get to high school and you're like, fuck, old mate lives over at Cold Point, which is a real snobby sort of area, which is a big difference.
Yeah.
And then it was just
Helps you appreciate the grind more.
100%. I drive through there every time I go to Toronto. The only connection I do have with Toronto is that my dad's buried there. Otherwise, I wouldn't have any connection there.
Do you have you been out to Mount Druitt and stuff?
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that.
Is it similar
Similar
like
to that.
parts of Mount Druitt?
Those houses. It's like that.
Gotcha.
So if you can picture that.
Well, I grew up just around the corner.
Yeah,
from
that's what I
Mount
mean. You know what it looks like.
Yeah,
That's what Toronto West looks like.
Gotcha.
So I'm just driving down there with Archer, and she's like, he goes, oh, this is, I said, yeah, this is where Dad grew up. And your uncle, like everyone.
In saying that, there are places out in Western Sydney now like that are.
Yeah, Toronto West, you can see some houses getting
Is this
built
common?
there.
I'll ask you this question because like St. Clair, so I grew up in St. Clair Erskine Park, which was, when I was growing up, a nice area.
Yeah.
Dad could afford through footy.
Yeah.
And then we had just over the bridge, over the M4, you had, Mount Druitt, Collerton, a few of these, a little bit rougher when you cross over the bridge. But with the property boom, like so many of those places over on some of those streets, like it might have been considered a rough area back in the day.
Yeah.
But now they've knocked down and rebuilt some beautiful houses.
Because I can see that.
Is there anything like happening in Toronto West?
I can see it. Toronto, you got $4 or $5 million houses more on the lake there.
Yeah.
Easily. So people who live on the lake, you got like units and everything. It's a fucking beautiful little city now, beautiful little town. But where they're starting to creep in is Toronto West.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to get those houses out and just build estates. It's like Toronto Heights, they call it. You know what I mean? It's like just the other side of Toronto West. I'm just like, it was fucking.
Just a rebrand.
It's happening. Yeah, it's happening, you know, because people are just moving up gradually, you know? Like you're talking 1.5 kilometers to the water.
Yeah.
It's not it's not like you're way out. You just go over the hill, but they try and separate so much, right? So because of the housing, because of the if you have a look at it geographically on the map, like it's a fucking beautiful place somewhere.
Well, even the housing commission that we've got, like I had the block of units that live in a little bay in Chifley. Yeah. Right next door is like housing commission, like unit blocks, and mate is as beaten down as some of those properties are, right? And they haven't really touched them. Man, they're still in the eastern suburbs and fucking like walking distance to Little Bay. You're right next to the jail.
Yeah, have a look at Malabar Road, like when you got like the Marine Parade, which is one of the most expensive places there, like looking down Coogee Way. Yeah. Then across the road is like a housing commission. And I'm like, I'm all houser. I don't give a fuck when I look at that. People think that I'm fucking from the eastern suburbs. Not a fucking chance. But I understand business. I understand real estate, and I understand how much that is. Like, you know what I mean? So, but it was good. Back to TFW, which was anti-comp to the normal competition of your normal local league, right? So they all form these little teams, and you can still tackle and still like it's a little bit more aggressive. It's like a bit of a rep team. So there's no like tags for younger kids. They have fucking Oz tag things for under 7s and 8s and shit like that.
Gotcha.
So they fucking actually tackle.
Yeah.
Teach kids how to tackle.
Yeah.
And you can tell some of the kids that play on the weekend, they're just used to tags. It's fucking not good for their tackling technique.
For their development.
Not for their development. When they're trying, I get it changing the rules, but like rugby league's just for different people. So people from Sydney coming up, forming all these little teams from under 7s to under like 15s. They hold these comps everywhere. Jam-packed Toronto for the whole weekend.
You know what? One of my best mates that I grew up with, this must be the concept that he's been trying to pitch to me. He's doing something similar at the end of the year. Now, his kids are a little bit older, but it's like a combined competition. And I've said that I'm in, right? Hopefully, you know, we're going to be busy around Rugby League World Cup, and there'll be some commitments. But I said, hello. All right, Bubba, you got to go sit down. You got to stay there with Dad.
Yeah, but that's the concept, Hoz. Like they're trying to teach, because they're sick of throwing their kids. You didn't see, I saw a walk out. Yeah. That's the concept. They're trying to teach their kids because it's a developing, what is it called? Developmental thing.
Development league.
Yeah, development. But like you put your kid under 7s, he's
like
just
a pathways league.
Yeah, ripping Oz tag off. Like you're not teaching them how to tackle. So by the time they get to like just say 9s, 10s, 11s, when I think they adjust the rules, they get fucking pumped. Because I'm telling you, kids take this sport serious and their parents take it serious, right? And I'm like, because they can see an end goal. Like you can see, just say a critter who's a Mount Druitt boy, right? They'll be looking at him like just say $1 million contracts, man. You could change the whole fabric of the family and everything like. And I'm just like, fuck. I see a lot of families up there. They drilling their kids 8, 9s.
That's always been around there.
I know. I fucking was one of those kids that got fucking hammered. So I got PTSD about just fuck off, mate.
You can spot it.
I see it and I just go, oh, God damn it. I hate it because my dad was one of those fuckers on the sideline who was screaming. So I'm totally opposite of my dad. Just sit there and watch. I still got my little nephews there. Les is coach. These big gorillas on the sideline, mate. Yeah. And coaches, the other coaches are pretty don't try out intensive, man. It's so fun. It's like a comedy. And last couple of years, I've been on the sideline, right? And you can't have two big gorillas like that just walking along.
Too intense, too intimidating.
I'm not. It just don't look good. Yeah. I said, Les, I'm not going to be on the sideline.
You should have gone and jumped on the opposition bench just to like even it out a little bit.
They're next to each other. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I sit back and a lot of L1s up there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Day ones, but it was good because like, you know, when like I'd love to sit there and have a chat with them about fucking everything, but their kids there and they're there with their family and they're from Sydney, they're from everywhere, so it was all good. It was all love. It was played in a really good like
Spirit. Yep.
Because there's different people picking. So just say Les's team is Morpeth Bulls, right? And you're playing against the Newcastle Immortals. Saw Gags' boy was playing up there.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so I had a fucking good chat with Gags. I love Gags. Shout out to Gags. I know whose jerseys he's getting anyway.
Yeah, we got it confirmed.
No, I know what jersey he's going for. Actually.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to say anything, but
I think he's
going for the pretty much everyone can pick it anyway. He's just going for like guys that he's played with, who's going to be legendary game.
Well,
Go the guys that we're pretty much on anyway.
Yeah, no. So the Jacko was doing some stuff with him, and he I think this is common knowledge. You know? We'll text Jacko after if we're not allowed to, but he gets the data guy, the stats dude, to look at who's played the most games against throughout his career. Yeah. So,
I love him. Because my Archie comes up because he got a massive big dog, and Archie just loves his dog. It's a Staffy, this huge dog. And I wasn't even looking at Gags. I was looking at the dog because I was watching Archie fucking run near it.
Yeah.
I was like, Gag, what are you doing, bud? And I said, because Gags lived with me, man. Like, we go way back to 2012 when he first come to the Knights.
Yeah.
And him and Les and Gags lived together.
That's awesome.
Fucking, he could, oh, God. He could
He's
write a
still
book,
fucking
mate. Killing it. He's
still
going to, I
playing.
said, bro, don't stop.
Where's he going to next year?
He's not stopping.
No.
He don't care. I said, mate, you're still killing it. I said, don't let age, like, he goes, the only thing that's fucking G'ing me up, he goes, it's just getting these young little fuckers. He goes, because you need it, like, you need a goal every game. When centers is a little bit more, it's nearly one-on-one now all the time. It's good.
Becoming a personal battle game.
Yeah, so he's like, I'm not, I said, Gags, I'd be the first one to tell you right now,
If you went up to him.
stop playing. You're getting skinned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can still handle that. Anyone, mate, because you're smarter than them all and you've played at the top level for fucking 15 years, mate. I said, no one's getting past you.
Yeah.
He goes, but I'm going to take this to the fucking... I said, he goes, I'm 35 now.
Yeah, he made it clear to me, and we sort of got it a little bit messed up when we were just sort of dribbling about the jersey swap. Like, he's still 100% going to play in some part. Just understanding that nothing's guaranteed at this point.
No. He said that. He goes, I don't know what's going to go on with the Knights. He goes, but I said, Gags,
if he keeps playing like this, mate.
But
like,
I mean, the thing is, like, what'll get him is if the Knights don't want to sign him, because he could easily go to PNG or Perth, but he's got a young family.
Yeah,
that's the little, and he's got a couple of businesses.
Season.
Do you know what I mean? He's got a couple of businesses which are going really well, where they're in Sydney. Like, so that'll make they'll force the decision.
Yeah,
because he could easily go to Perth. If I was Perth, I'd be like, I'd love a Dane GAGAI.
Oh,
straight away.
He would
start.
He would immediately be their best signing.
Yep.
And even at 35, he'd be their best signing.
And he'd be a lockdown centre, and you're like, just you got something, Lukey?
To take it, Luke Keary quote.
Yeah.
Perth haven't signed a starter.
No.
He was talking about that on radio or Triple A.
Is that your quote, or you just take
No,
it?
I'm
Yeah, but
taking
he said
it directly.
those quotes.
Shout out to Kez.
Yeah, Luke shares
I'd take
quotes.
I disagree with that. I've heard a similar take. There have been different versions of who else was on. I think maybe someone from Triple M said the same thing.
Maybe it was a Triple M debate they were talking about.
Maybe
That's
it
where
was.
stemmed
Yeah,
from,
maybe it
potentially.
was.
I heard it third hand.
Maybe there were a couple. Yeah, but no, like I'm saying, like I know there was a discussion around it. Nick Meaney's a starter. Nick Meaney's well and truly a starter. Scott Sorensen is a starter in any other team.
Sorensen's good.
It's just that he's playing at the Penrith Juggernaut and still a rock solid starter. Tyron Wishart is capable of starting in half a dozen other teams, just not the Melbourne Storm. Who else is there? Our man, the love muscle, Sean Russell. Like
He's got an argument, but he's got an argument.
He hasn't
to go.
Yeah, and then there are like obviously like some Super League plays and stuff, but there's the only thing is I feel like there's a bit of a beatdown on Perth, and it's not the players' fault, and I feel like the players are getting caught up in the what's the word? The wash of the frustration around the recruitment from the top, and therefore some of the players are getting drive-bys, as we would say. Yeah, like, chill out. There's half a dozen start.
Hey, just cop something there from Lukey.
Yeah, there's half a dozen starters. Like, put Scott Sorensen in another team outside of Penrith, and fucking as if you wouldn't love to
They're
have
all
him.
getting old too. Luke Meaney's getting up there too. Like White Wishart's, like he's like Meaney would be like 28, 29.
Yeah.
Sorensen's got to be 32. Like Sorensen's had a career.
Yeah.
He's at the back end cashing in. He deserves to start. Like I reckon, I rate him highly. He's been injured for the last 3 years. Still got 3 premierships.
Liam Henry's the other one.
Liam Henry's he's a starter.
He's a
Some
starter.
teams,
Yeah. He's a starter.
They're all cracking. Like they just still got a lot of recruitment to go,
Big
and they
time.
got like that November 1 rule. And as soon as that hits, and everyone doesn't, and as soon as this season stops, they'll get a lot. You don't.
Nah, that's the November 1's.
no one there?
November 1's going to go against them because that's when PNG can start to negotiate with people.
Yeah, but that's still like I mean, I know PNG is a money thing, and it's a great little. It's a great team to go to. Still, some people won't want to leave a show.
Yeah, for sure. But that's
The beauty. It'll be a test for you.
Yeah, that's when they can negotiate with players that Perth have been able to negotiate with for 10 months, 9 months or whatever.
I never thought of it like that.
All right, let's go from Perth to Brisbane. This is a great initiative. Didn't get the result on the weekend. The boys in the jerseys the same way that they did last year, emphatic fashion.
Yeah.
But still, an unbelievable a concept from the Broncos here, and they've gifted us
It's a pull up from the front.
a jersey again.
The Dogs are doing a little black one as well, aren't they?
Yeah,
are they?
they're going back to the black and blue.
Here we go.
I'm expecting.
All right, that is what size is that?
There's
2XL.
That's mine.
It's triple.
Oops.
On the XL.
This still looks sick.
Hold it up.
All right, let me do
Look at
this.
your cameras.
Yeah.
Pull the box on the floor.
Yeah, that looks cool. I look fucking good in this. They didn't say Broncos.
There you go.
Do you like this jersey, Bubba? Yeah, she likes it. Here we go.
Silver texture, silver pen
This
on
is
that.
cool. This is cool. There you go. You use this. You can hold on to the
Appreciate that, Brisbane Broncos.
So, Willie and Justin, hope you boys enjoy your 2026 black jerseys in support of mental health round. Appreciate your support, the Bronx team. Thank you, Broncos.
awesome, man.
Here we go. And
Virtual stadium.
no empty seats. No one notices the empty seats at first, but they're there. The mate who couldn't make it. The teammate going through a tough time. The person sitting out in silence. Mental health can be like that. Not always visible, but always there. And no one should have to face it alone. This goes to the Black Dog Institute for Better Mental Health. So well done, Broncos. Another great initiative, some great things. Speaking of great things happening over the weekend, yesterday, Dry Arrow went down to the AFL game between the Western Bulldogs and Collingwood.
Collingwood, yeah. I know Collingwood was playing.
Yeah, Collingwood. I believe it was the Western Bulldogs. That detail, just double check that for me, Lukey.
Is that for that play down there?
Yeah, they've got it's called the Big Freeze,
Yeah.
and it's to raise. There was a player that they started for in the AFL.
Collingwood and Melbourne.
Collingwood and Melbourne. All right. The Big Freeze was started because a player in the AFL got motor neuron disease.
Correct. Let
Correct.
me bring that up.
And they have been doing the Big Freeze for, I feel like, 3 years. I've seen it being played. And they invited Jai down to flip the coin to start the game.
Cool,
Yeah, Neil Danaher.
Yeah, that's right.
He was diagnosed with MND in 2013. Rather than quietly battling the disease, he decided to use his profile to raise awareness and help find a cure. Few things that make it unique. It's every King's birthday. The best player in the match receives the Neil Danaher trophy. The entire AFL community gets behind it. He passed in 2026. So I believe this was the first year potentially since he'd passed. So it was a big thing. You see all the clips on social yesterday. It was really nice.
Yep. Yeah, that's awesome. So congratulate. We often compare leagues, sometimes bicker, more so at the higher ups when about what the better sport is. But when it comes to something like this, it's good to see that both sports unite and get behind Neil Danaher.
That's him. Yeah,
and raising money for MND from his end, and Jai being invited down there.
Have you guys locked in your shift for the buy round 24 hour?
Yeah, we have. Is that
when is it?
24th.
Yeah.
Still a few weeks
Is that
away.
is that with?
That's
with
when we're going to
Yards?
go in. Yeah, we're going to go in. We're going to spend a couple of hours. Jammer and Charlie are going to go 24 hours straight. And then we will have a time slot and we'll go in. We'll lift the energy for a couple of hours for them, tell a few yarns, keep them going. I'm going to probably...
What are we thinking? What day? Tuesday?
So it's a Tuesday.
Friday. It's a Friday because the World Cup's on.
There you go. You're right. Yeah. I think they start at 8 a.m.
Yeah, so the
And
Eels
then they go to 8 a.m. the next.
Eels play Rabbitohs that Thursday night.
Oh,
So
yeah.
then they'll stream that game. Then
Yep.
they'll push into the morning. Midday or 11 a.m., I believe, Socceroos play Paraguay.
Oh,
so
okay.
Reedy and Hello Sport are doing that.
Yep.
And then Cheese, I was listening to their show on the way in. Cheese is going to pop in after the game.
Oh,
hopefully bring a
awesome.
few teammates on the way back from their Combank. So
Perfect.
a lot of Anno getting around.
Yep. And Jai
it'll be
himself's going to be there.
Yep.
All right. So when is it? There we go. It's this one. Is the Para Rabbitohs game?
Yep.
Okay, cool. We might go in nice and early, eh?
Yeah.
Going nice and early. I think if they start at 8 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
get everyone pumped up.
Whenever there's a little open,
Well,
whenever there's not fucking 50 people in the room.
Why don't we do this? Yeah,
When-
because that's what they're going to do. They're going to break it up. They're going to go
Okay.
slots. So everyone's going to have a slot. All right, let's do it. New South Wales teams have been announced. Gin and Tonic, G&T. Sorry, Triple AG. I'm ruling myself out of your 86-man blue squad.
Sorry, mate, I couldn't pick you up.
Well, I'll tell you what, felt like Laurie needed 86 as well by the way things have unfolded. Now, this is what I had last night, predicted New South Wales team. I have entered the room and you boys have told me that Mark Nwanga has been
He's brought into the squad because I think Critter can't be. He can't
Train?
do all the training. Yeah, so that sucks for Critter, man. Like he's. You can't tell me fucking Critter. If you're any Bulldogs fan or anything, say that you did like club first. That is a club first man. That's what you fucking want your captain to do. He's busted himself, and he's ruled and he's out of Origin. Right, he barely got picked in game 1. Because he wanted to come back and captain and try and get us on the fucking road to victory, you know what I mean? So that's what you want your captain doing. He's been fucking busted since he's level. What they graded at fucking 5,
yeah.
which is like hanging off, you know. But like a 3+ is awful, and he's still battled through those games, man. Even Carraz is fucking busted. He's been busted since preseason.
So to be fair, Danny Wilder said Mark it hasn't been confirmed yet.
Oh,
that
okay.
He's in the squad yet.
All right.
I like just him just being around. He's got good energy, eh?
Yeah.
Fuck, he can play. Just he makes that shit look so easy. When I was watching we'll break that down a little bit, like just a little stutter step, like just the timing and how to beat people.
Oh, Laurie had a chat this morning. Do we want to
let's
just
go.
watch this? Because I haven't seen this yet. Yeah, if Critter's out, then the big question is who plays centres? The options are Kohler and Casey McLean, you would think.
You put Kohler in the centres and you put Casey on the wing. She's pretty dynamic, that little duo. Young bucks just sitting there just trying to – they're not scared of anything, those two. I want them in. You need that in the side.
Well, you know what pisses me off? We waited to Tuesday to film this so we could get the New South Wales team. We still don't have the New South Wales team.
Queensland was out fucking yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Queensland's got they got nothing. They got no changes or anything, have they?
Yeah, and they got heaps. They got 5.
Queensland?
They got 5. Yeah.
Who's the changes?
So as in like positional
Walsh is in.
positional
That was
changes
anything
as
that
well.
really-
So Britton Nakota goes in the starting
Start,
lineup.
I
He was
saw
off the bench. Because of that, they've moved Ruben Cotter to lock.
I'm just saying, it looks like they've got the same players, but like it's apart from Walsh, right?
Yeah.
And they just moved starters around.
Yeah, Cooley Kefi comes into the starting lineup. Max Plath goes to the bench to account for the changes, and the 3 new players on the extended bench are Reece Walsh, Taulangi, and Hylam Lukey.
Yeah.
Going back up to where do you think? See, I think they leave Tolu Kohler on the wing and Casey plays
Yeah.
centers.
Fuck that. I think it's a win-win, right? I don't, because they have such an upside, both these guys. Kohler proved to me that he's tough as fuck, right? He was going. I'm trying not to swear much.
Yep.
Lenny.
Yeah.
Tough as hell, right? It's the only reason why Lenny, because Lenny's here, people. The only reason why, because Kohler proved to me like he can just go from the back fence.
Yeah.
He can fuck, mate. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, and the other kid, he's just proven his first take was just jumping over people. Take no moments too big for Casey McLean. He can come out for back fence. He can beat you 1-on-1. Hopefully his leg's all right.
I called that game yesterday.
Did it? I mean, it looked. Yeah.
I went down to go interview IPAP, Isaac Papali'i, Moses Leota, and Alamotti, the Lottie.
He's
Killing it.
Hey.
I was saying throughout the call, like
He
everyone,
wouldn't look out of place.
mate, like the way that he's playing right now.
He's
I know that other people have been probably doing it for longer, and I
just a little bit.
and I think the Panthers thing goes against players like that. Like it's gone against Mitch Kenny. Like he doesn't even get considered.
Yep.
It's in a way, it's sort of gone.
I think it has because they've got him from the Dogs, and he's trying to rebuild his career from the start of the Dogs. I'm like, it's built. He's there.
Fuck.
He's arrived. Like he's
playing so
living
good.
up to what everybody thought he was as a 17, 18-year-old coming through with Suoliti.
Yep.
They were like that. They're neck and neck. I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm seeing now. And the system has worked for him, the culture and everything out there.
Yep.
And he needed a fresh start because he was one of those kids coming through the Bulldog system as a prodigy.
Yeah.
When everything's just given. And I think him and the Dogs sort of come to a head and went, all right, well, let's just...
Best for both.
Yeah, and he's like, all right, you got an opportunity to go out there, prove himself, start from the bottom, earn everyone's respect. And look at what happens to that.
Yep.
When nothing's given to you and you start from the bottom when you are a superstar. And you get someone like Alamoti. With that sort of... You got the skill set of a Suoliti and a world-class player, but you're in the wrong culture and wrong club.
At the time, at that point in time.
You know what I mean? And that's where managers and family have to be very careful and selective of where your boy goes. Because everything was given to him at the Dogs. A lot of money, a lot of this, a lot of that. And we were in a shit little phase compared to where we are now. I know we're not going good on the ladder now, but as a club, it's that way. So
back to Casey.
Yeah.
Got a chance to chat to Casey. My first.
How big is he?
Yeah, he's huge. He was chatting. Him and Macassini were chatting to each other. I'd already finished my interview, so I just went over to check on, like, all right, fuck, you're good. He's sweet. Said he's going to be sweet. He was actually warming up and down on the sideline.
I saw that.
So because the game was a blowout, I think that allowed
Was it a blowout?
Ivan to just kick the feet up. Nave said it was a close game after the game.
After
a tough game.
3 minutes.
I knew it was going to be a tough game. But yeah, my first time chatting to him, he's just a baby, mate. Like his face. Wait till he's
a kid,
fucking
eh?
like just.
He's a
Is he
20-year-old kid.
just turned 20?
Baby. Been in the game for 3 years.
Far out. Scary. Scary. Like
This is why Penrith knew they had this kid in the ranks.
Yeah.
When Critter was like 21 when he left.
Yeah.
22.
I remember Matt Cameron did the podcast with the buy round with Gemma. Matt Cameron's the CEO, and there was big raps on both him and Jesse, his older brother.
Yeah.
And this was, I feel like this interview was a couple of years ago, but before Casey maybe got a couple of games in first grade 2 years ago. And they said that he just, like, both of them are really good players and will be good first graders, but he could just see that Casey just moves a little bit
because
different.
the other ones have got the same similar build. I remember coaching against, me and Ogle coaching against their Harold Matt's side or something like that. Those two were playing.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah.
Fucking just touch the ball, give the early ball to that kid there, and it was like a line break or a try.
Pause.
Just talking about Mitch Mose then for a second.
Okay, yeah, I was going to
Go straight there. Yeah.
Do you want to go straight to Moses?
I was just saying to him, I said I would, right? I would pick him and he deserves to start. But that's the beauty. We had this conversation 2 years ago with the 6-man rule, 6-man bench. No.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm picking Ethan Strange and I'm sticking with him because I'm not sure if his leg's going to go in the first 5 minutes. But if it does go in the first 5 minutes, or 10 or 15, 20, 40 or 50, I still got Ethan Strange there.
Yeah.
Done. See you later. Come in, Mitch Moses.
Do you think he's earned the right to?
Yes. That's
in
the only
last
reason.
3 years?
That's the only reason. He's earned the right. He won us a series. He can play at this level. He's the guy at the moment. And I'm like, compliments Nathan Cleary, very good. So does Ethan Strange, but...
So Jason Roll said after the game, if they were to play this Friday and Saturday, he'd be good to go.
Okay. Well, then he's good to go.
But he was... Does it worry you guys in any way that he wasn't ready to go on a Monday?
Yep.
But they feel that he's right to go Friday, Saturday, so therefore that's an extra 4 or 5 days for Wednesday?
You hate to be his personal physio at the moment.
Yeah.
A little bit of pressure he's under. Like if he gets into camp and busted on just say day 4 and turns that, this season's done.
Yeah.
Right?
Is there any element of, this is my perspective on it, that given everything that's going on with how awful we're playing at the moment, how many injuries we've got, and there's nothing good happening, you sort of want to let him go to pick up that confidence in Origin to bring that back, and then also just to keep him happy?
Yeah, there's pros and cons to it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough season regardless of whether Mitch plays for Parramatta or not. Could he have been the final touch for you guys to get home yesterday? Probably. Yeah, no, like I was thinking that yesterday. Volkman Papali have
Still
been doing
too young, mate.
a solid job. They've been trying their backsides off. Like, full credit to Jason Riles. Like, the performances over the last couple of weeks against Newcastle and Bulldogs have been excellent.
Yep.
Like, they've been by far the weaker squad, and we'll get down to breaking that game. But I was watching that with some of the kicks, and especially like in the final 20 minutes once the game got back in a back and forth, I was like, Mitchie could have kicked him to death here.
Yeah, no. The only reason why they got a little bit of momentum was that one kick where they got Carraz in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then he does that all the time.
Yeah.
There was that moment where Carraz was busted on the right, and then we just go left. And
Yeah,
there
yeah,
was so much, and we had numbers on the side. He was busted.
Yeah. That
Like
could have been called game.
That's you hear commentary on that too. Like, I was listening to the commentary on that. Cooper was because Cooper's like, he's what Melbourne Storm. If there was a weakness, because they would have weaknesses going into games, but if someone was injured, their ability, like, remember the blue short conversation, there'd be a message that comes straight out, and if it got to Cooper and Cam by the second tackle, you guarantee that they're going to have 2 shots on tackle 4 and 5.
I can't believe that doesn't happen. Anyone with a shoulder or anything, it was heaps of scouting reports when we played. Shoulder, left ribs, like, you're playing, mate, so it's an even playing field.
All right, so Mitch Moses, we'll get away from Parramatta and we'll get back to Parramatta later on. Let's try to stay on the Blues and not go on as many tangents, because I don't think she's got the tangents that we've got in us like we normally have.
So, yeah.
Teddy's in. Like, the big changes, there were changes or talks of changes. The only one really that has happened is Payne Haas, which is an obvious one, and that there was no debate on. Payne Haas was always going to be in. Unfortunately for Jacob Saifidi, he didn't play. He dropped out without getting to play any minutes in this series so far. But it would probably be Teddy versus Dill would be the other big one. You happy with it?
Yeah, I am. Teddy, I mean, like, the only reason why that I was saying Dylan Edwards should be a change, and the only reason why Teddy's there is that last play. What about but then I'm thinking I was only thinking that because the rule changes. Right? It's the interpretation of the ref and how much he speeds this ruck up. I bet it's lightning this week or next week. I bet it is, and there's 6 to goes everywhere, and it might suit New South Wales, and it might pull down fucking Queensland's pants.
Interesting.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it could flip the other way. Like, Payne Haas gets the help, like Adam Fanul-Blake. You know, all these other guys. You know,
I feel like the rucks have slowed down in the last
but I'm like,
weeks.
they want to speed this up.
You
like,
think so?
I think just to help whatever side.
Or you're hoping they speed it up?
No, I think it'll be like, hey, the game wants a fucking wants a decider. It'll dictate to whoever is on the losing side to get to game 2 and win game 2. So
that shouldn't be the way it's officiated, though.
Yeah,
right?
it shouldn't be. It's terrible, but I'm not sure. Like, it's all going to come down to officiating, because I think we could pump Queensland. That's what I thought the first game we didn't, and I'm like, Musk's got to take. You know, everyone makes adjustments.
That's your Blues heart talk.
Yeah, everyone makes adjustments.
Yeah,
right. And I hope to God that we're like, all right, Payne Haas is back. He hasn't missed a beat. 2 games, 80 minutes. Stats off its head. Looks like an absolute beast. Right. I don't care who's starting with him. If it's Adam Fanul-Blake, if it's
would you love
Yowie,
to see Adam?
I would, but they won't, because they won't bench Yowie because he's captain.
Oh, so you think Cam Murray's going to be starting lock?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
All right, that's right. And I'd start fucking Victor Radley at 9.
Victor Radley at 9.
Yeah.
Far out. You've thrown some curveballs at me.
I'm just saying, you put them all in their 19-man squad doesn't mean they're playing in all these positions. You got Victor Radley. We need some fucking. See you next Tuesday in the first fucking
whenever
10 minutes.
Whenever I chat to someone about the podcast, I go, you know what the best part of doing a podcast with Mace is? We'll sit down, I'll have a plan for how I think it's going to go, and I'll have a scenario A, B, C, and D. And then Mace throws E, Victor Radley, it'll go. And then completely scatters where I thought the conversation was going to go. But
it makes sense, man.
I don't hate it.
Yeah. Start Victor Radley.
I think he would
relish it, because where else can he come on if you got Victor Radley and you got these 2 back rowers that play 80, right? Where else can he make an impact? At 9, start him at 9. Start him at 9 and let him go mad.
So then Appy Carousel would be a luxury pick, and you would only play him if need be, because you'd think if Victor
Robson
plays the first 20, then Robson plays 60 straight, right?
Yeah. Just let him out there.
Is that how you play it?
That's exactly how I play it. Like 30 minutes. Like, you've got to set the standard. And it needs to be a lot more aggressive than what we were in game one. Like we were way off.
Yeah, fair.
absolutely way off the pace there. We are lucky we didn't get put 30 on us. I'm a realist, mate. I'm looking at that middle and going, that is questionable. And Queensland's, I speak to Queenslanders all the time. Speak to Nate all the time. They zero respect for our middles. Zero. So if fucking New South Wales forward pack out there, like they have no respect for you, but you put Victor Radley in there, you start paying Haas. And if you start Adam Fanua Blake, drop Yowie back to the bench, start Cam Murray, then you got a fucking team that have got some hitters. Start Olukwatu on that edge, have Liam Martin coming off. I don't know, mix it up. Try and hurt some people. It's an origin game.
Let's go to the back rows, Hudson Young and Olukwatu. That was your curveball last episode or the episode before. Angus Crichton played awesome on the weekend too, which we'll get to.
I think if Angus hadn't signed for the Wallabies, he plays.
Interesting.
That's why I'm very interested in Mark Nwanga-Nitawasi. I think it's because we've got a plethora of back rows and we don't have much wingers out there.
Yeah, I think
at the moment, like
I think Hudson Young and Olukwatu have been playing so well that if there's a 50-50, then like that takes it away. But
I love Olukwatu coming around the open side and stuff like that on the weekend. He made 260 metres of the toughs 260, right? He ain't taking kickoffs and all that sort of shit. He's taking one off the
It wasn't pretty.
Early, but I don't care.
Yeah.
It ain't pretty Origin.
Yeah.
He just needs to get around the open side.
No, my point is with Olukwatu on the weekend, he got big meters. I watched it. It was messy.
No,
it wasn't pretty meters.
Tough
There was some
meters.
tough
That's
carries.
what I'm saying. That's what I want. That's what Origin is. There's tough carries, mate. He's got to go, okay. It ain't coming to me, right? So I get Huddy Young don't give a shit if the ball is like just this side of the left post. He's getting to the open side because he wants the ball. He wants to attack everywhere. So his energy is infectious.
He'll be coming out of yardage and run down a 3 metre short side if he thinks it's on.
Yeah. So like that's where Homole needs, obviously because he's come through a structured system where they go, you stay on the right, I get it. But like Origin, you just power through the ruck. So we've got a team there that we can win easily if we're played right. Coached right.
What about this was talked about once Mitch Moses went down, Ethan Strange went to 6, Matt Burton come in as a hybrid, but Frank Panisi said himself it was probably going to be Isaiah Katoa, and it looks as though that's the case because Isaiah Katoa is in the 21-man squad. He could be that.
He deserves it.
Yeah. So he's cover. I wonder if they allow him to play.
Is Birdo named 21?
No, he's not in at all.
Okay. That sucks for Birdo. But
I wonder if they allow him to play. I mean, play on the weekend.
Is he Katoa?
Katoa. So he would be, right? He would be in the 19 if Moses is scratched. So then Ethan Strange goes to 6 and then Izzy will become the hybrid cover. Yeah. I wonder if
no, they won't. Oh, you just see. No, I don't think so.
They've got to play early.
You're going to look at where if he gets through,
they play on Friday.
Get through Monday and Tuesday.
They play on Friday. He could be a chance. Because it's Friday. Yeah, because it's a Friday game. I think he's a chance. Could potentially be able to play against the Roosters.
Would they allow that in New South Wales?
Well, depends on how bad. Depends on how Moses looks.
Yeah, if Moses.
So if he's 20th man, so that's what happens. Queensland had Kulikefu Fuiaki's 20th man, so he went back and played against Canberra and then come back into camp for cover.
Well, I think he does. Yeah. It would suck for the Dolphins if he wasn't allowed to play for New South Wales.
The way that they're playing at the moment.
Yeah.
This could be a big win against the Roosters team. That both teams are missing 4 or 5 Origin players, which sort of evens it out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Anything else from the New South Wales team? A bit hard to judge. Oh, Dylan Lucas, sorry. Dylan Lucas goes...
Well deserved.
It feels as though Dylan Lucas has jumped... Who are the other 2 players? Saifidi dropped out for Payne Haas. Who did Dylan Lucas jump in for?
Who was the other back row there? Is Liam Martin in the squad? No, sorry. Dylan Lucas is 20th man. Needed a couple more games.
Yeah, because the uncertainty, like Dylan Lucas was 20th man, he might essentially be 20th man again. But maybe Dylan Lucas was going to play a part if Stephen Crichton was playing, because then he would be the cover for centres if something happened.
Appy's lucky he got in this, I reckon. What he did in his 3 weeks, he looked like he just must had a little holiday.
Well, 2 weeks. 2 weeks, yeah.
Because last week, I was thinking, I was like, he only got 15 minutes out his first game, and then they got blown out like massively against that. So who else could I mean, he's an Origin player, so.
Well, Laurie said at the start of the series, 2 things we're going to favour he was looking for. Players that have been there and done that, we're going to have an advantage. Appy, tick.
Yeah.
And players who've played in big games, alluding to finals, grand finals, tick.
Happy. Yeah.
So that's...
If you're just going straight on form,
Egan?
you're not. Yeah.
Egan?
Yeah.
Egan's another option.
Speed the ruck up.
Connor Watson was another option.
Egan would have been my option.
Yeah.
If I was honestly picking on and if I wasn't picking on those things that Laurie alluded to.
Yeah.
Like you could see who he was going to pick, big games and experience. Like none of those other 2 have it, and one does.
Especially in a crucial position like that too. Like,
just the video's gone. I don't know what they're doing.
let's get to the Maroons. Billy has stuck pretty solid with his squad as well. So we've got an indication of where they're at already. That's because Paddy Carrigan is the only player and changed from the 17. So Britton Nakota goes to the starting back row spot, pushing Ruben Cotter back to the middle. Max Plath drops to the bench to account for just cover, like Paddy Carrigan was through the middle. Kuli Kefu Fine-Fuiaki is promoted from 20th man onto the bench to cover Britton. Yep. He's been playing awesome. And the big one is number 18, Reece Walsh.
It's good. They're really fast.
Murray Talangi and
if Britton Nicker got the call from Billy going, have a fucking red hot crack, mate.
Went all right.
Or you're not going to get picked.
Yeah.
I love that attitude.
Bit of fluff. Bit of fluff, yeah. Yeah, all good.
I love that attitude if he just got a little phone call, say, hey, you need to be best on ground. Or I might go with someone else. Nicker said, hold my fucking beer.
Before we get to this one, let's get to Reece Walsh and we'll talk about this at length with the
That's the only one that's everyone's talking about. Little bit.
Walshy, I had this take on SEN yesterday before the teams broke or on Sunday.
Yeah, they got their team.
Everything about the way that Walshy played on the weekend had conversations with Billy Slater written all over it, in my opinion.
What do you mean? You think he played good?
I thought he played a different version of what we normally see from Walshy. I felt like it was more controlled. I felt like it was more run first. Didn't have his first option wasn't. So one of the deadliest parts of Walshy's game is when they go. It's quite common now, like it's copycat league, and they do it so well. If you got skillful outside backs, rather than attacking from inside the 20 now, teams like to attack from about halfway, right? And then when they get it out the back of shape, it's normally like a 3-on-3 in wide spaces. Yeah. Walshy has always wanted to either go cut out ball and strip and beat that winger, or dig it right in the line and play short and create that try assist, line break assist, line break. Like he's always wanted to be the last pass. I watched him maybe half a dozen times on the weekend, get the ball in wide spaces and just go early. Just go early. Remember when Grant Anderson went down and made a clean line break?
Didn't take any space.
He didn't take any space. All he did was just go there, catch, boom, quick tip on. Defensively as well, like he's getting a little bit rinsed because of the bad miss on Phil Sammy, but I watched his movements sideline to sideline and working his ass off, and there hasn't been much talk about this because probably it's Reece Walsh, but
because they just focus on he's in that little moment of his career where everything's negative.
Yep,
because he got dropped. He's not the pin-up boy of like last year.
They've lost 2 in a row.
They also they might not make the 8. It's like a Bronco. He just won the comp, mate. You know what I mean? So he's copping a lot of heat for that. So everything he does now is very amplified.
And I don't even know if everyone noticed this as well. So after Wren kicked the field goal, there was a really good set after that. They ended up going down the field. They put a little kick in, and I think it was like a one off the ruck yardage carry from who gets driven back. I should have written that down. And Walshy's in the front line, mate, gets good contact in. 4 or 5 Broncos drag him over into the in goals. And
who was that? That was a good play. I thought it was a called game on that. I was like,
so Walshy was in that tackle.
Yeah,
and like the commentary, like no one talked about it. Those for me, that's like a Billy Slater type action. That's or at least he always talks about habits, good habits. Like his will for that game, you could see he
was
would.
Jojo Fafita? Was it something like? Was
It was coming off the left side, so it would have been either Brimo or it might have been Sammy.
Yeah.
One of the two.
It's a good hit. He was right. He was a main carrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have a look at Lukey as we're getting it up. But there were times in the game you could see he was gassed because he had a run first mentality. But yeah, I felt it was way more controlled. Like the Titans were awesome in that game.
He didn't play shit.
Bow for more.
Was it both for more? Yeah.
74th minute. He made an error.
Which one?
No, he got driven back.
Driven back.
So I'm just
No,
looking at
that
the play
wasn't
by
the last
4
play.
minutes to go. 4 minutes to
Yeah.
go so to be the
Corey
70
Pakes. There was an error. Corey Pakes. Line dropout. Jaden Campbell. Error. Both for more. Curtis Moran interchange.
They must have driven both for more back. Yeah, it must
was,
have been
yeah.
both for more. Because, it was on the left
Yeah, it was
side. So it would have
tough,
been, But, yeah, so, I thought there were some clear signs that he'd had a conversation with Billy. That was my biggest takeaway.
I think Billy
and therefore,
loves him.
Yeah.
Right. He wants him to play.
He said that. Yeah, he said we'll keep
he's-
those in house.
Yeah,
was his
they're
quote.
conversations that he's never going to tell anyone. Like Reece just needs to be the one who listens, and you see a reaction and you see a few changes which you can notice and I can notice, and it's like, hey, okay, well he deserves that. He deserved the spot anyway in most people's eyes. You've got to put him. If you're not going to start him, you're right. He's in the 19 somewhere. Like he's too good a player to just sit on the bench. Like enough with the lessons. Like he's the dude. You know, not right now, but like just to put him in the 19 spot, like in my head. But obviously Billy is a fucking hard taskmaster. Right?
There will for sure be a plan for him.
Yeah,
He's
like
going to
just-
play.
Oh, for sure, that's what I'm saying. But like just to not even pick him at number one spot now, everyone would have thought that was a shoo-in. And you know, this is lessons, man. It depends how he takes it. He must be a good kid. He's a footy head. We all know that.
Yep.
And he's the only. If it's lucky, it's Billy Slater.
Yeah, you're right.
Very lucky, it's Billy Slater. If it was any other coach, you know what these young fellas are like.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think another coach would be able to do what Billy did in game one.
No. Wayne Bennett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wayne Bennett only.
At this level, Queensland.
at this level.
At the Queensland level.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
I hate when I'd rather see him not in the team. That's how dangerous he is. Imagine coming off. That's what I said to you last time. Imagine him coming off the bench, 60th minute. You got 20 minutes of this kid going mental, and you've been on there the whole time.
I think, all the New South Wales fans, like there have been, again, I'm always in the comment section. We got the text line at SEN. So you see, New South Wales fans, some are been antagonising Queensland in a way, going, oh, yeah, put Walshy in. Like, he's got those areas. All right, sweet. We'll see. Just be careful.
I
Just
be
be careful,
ever back
'cause-
this side. I don't
yeah.
ever say that like this side's never going to win
Yeah.
or have a hope to win. And I'm like, this is Origin.
And
Anything can happen.
and I like Billy's response on Murray Talangi. Like, he won't be overawed. Like, for whatever reason, if anyone goes down in the backs, Jojo Fafita can move to the centres, Selwyn can move to the centres, and Murray can go on to the wing.
pretty solid
if need
team.
be. Yeah, pretty good. This one comes from Metro Mouldy, and it's been so much better this episode as well. Hope you all enjoyed Queensland Day, lads. Here are the totals of the episode for the swear jar. The bro, Lukey Stowe, $0 again. Was hoping for some quick smack talk to Maester and the Paraverse Doggies talk, but no luck. Lukey's total to date, $4. Matua Hoz, $29. The May boys got scope for a second time, but this time in the swear jar. Scope's total to date, $201.
Yeah.
Big OG, $201. Consistent 8 out of 10 performance from the big man, always leading by example for the team. Mace's total, 1,087. So the total for this episode was 230. The total in full is 1,292. They come. Yeah, they come. Just a note, lads. For my count, I include F-bombs, S-bombs, and C-bombs, which Horo dropped a couple in the Foz story last episode. Is this kosher? Yes, it is. Also, genius idea to check the transcript, Lukey. I did the episode to double check my numbers. I searched for F-bombs, S-bombs, C-bombs, and this character, and the transcript count came up to 256 for the episode, which is 26 more than my
Thanks,
count.
Lukey.
What do you boys think? Should I use the transcripts numbers or my own numbers? Keep up the good work, boys. L1 from day 2 up to was. So, for those who aren't aware, we've got a swear jar. As soon as we get to 5,000, we're going to donate 5,000 directly to the account that Jammer and the buy round.
They've got a GoFundMe going.
They've got a GoFundMe, so that's where the 5,000 will be going. Unfortunately for this episode, myself and Mace are a little bit more careful because we have our little mate over there on the couch. So we might not be able to add many to this episode, but we'll make up for lost time on Thursday and
closer to
Monday next week.
Origin.
And when Origin actually plays. Hello. All right, let's get to it. Just got a couple of ones. We'll keep this one sort of short and sharp with the replies. This is a good shout too from Sports Bar, talking about Foz's leadership. How about this? Foz's success is no surprise. Isn't his dad like a massive global CEO? Dude was built to handle the job at the highest level. So Greg Foran is Kieran's old man. He started as a director at Woolworths. Yeah. He went on to become CEO of Walmart in the US, and he took over Air New Zealand during COVID. So
it knows how to do shit.
It's a great point, right?
Yeah.
Like there's some leadership skills.
It's in the DNA, mate.
That are, hello. Right. What have you done here?
Is that heat, man?
Put on Justin Horo Wakey highlights.
She was on Instagram. No, we'll continue the Foz leadership with. See, this is I'm providing leadership.
It's a dynamic episode.
Yeah, for my daughter here and showing her what hard work's all about.
Exactly.
Even when times are tough. But yeah, jokes aside with that. Greg Foran. So there we go, Fozzie.
Good cattle.
Built-in leadership qualities from his old.
Have you ever met him?
Yeah, just once. Met him after one of our games. Oh, I think I met him after the grand final.
What sort of does he? When you meet someone like that, sometimes
what's his aura like?
Yeah, is there a big dog or is it?
No, not at all. Very unassuming.
Yeah, okay.
Very unassuming. I had no idea at that point when I remember meeting him years ago, and then actually found out about his career after.
Yeah, same.
Like he was super.
I didn't know that. So Fozzie's brother, who's his
Snork? Liam?
Snork, yeah. He was at the Roosters when I was there.
He was too.
He's a good dude. Yeah, yeah. Me and the Snork used to lock horns. It was good. So we he did. I didn't know that then. I didn't know till the 2010s, right? And I said, Fozz's dad does. I said, oh well. Good stock, you know what I mean?
Yeah, great
That's
stock.
where the leadership comes from. That's where the natural sort of the natural born leadership. Look what his dad does. You've got to be a leader of men to do that shit. It doesn't have to be sports. It's in the DNA.
Yeah. Liam. So Snork was with us at the start of the year before he went over to the Super League in 13, the first year, and Foz was a little bit banged up in that first preseason in 13, as per every preseason. And
he's banged up since 22 years old.
Snork would come in and he'd come in. He goes, "Don't worry, Hozzy, nothing changes here." He goes, 1-4 and out. The better one comes in just to joke around. Like that.
He's hilarious, mate.
I go fucking over.
Just
let's
good
go, brother.
humans.
Yeah, let's go. Hey, we've got a new nomination for the back row race as well. This one comes from NZ Warrior. Lucas versus Lukey versus Lecker. Over 100 meters. Who you got? My eyes tell me Lecker, but I'm pretty biased for my boy. There we go.
Far out.
Lecker over.
I just think Lukey will get him over 100.
Yeah, so
I'm just talking. If we're talking straight 40, who's doing sub fives?
Yeah,
I think they're all pretty much. They're all like 4.9s.
It would be a fun race over 40.
40. That's what we do back rows. That's it. 40.
Yeah. It would be a fun race over 40. All right, let's get to this question coming through from Josiah Hamlin. We got this a number of times actually, and I saw that you commented on it as well, Mace. Shout out to Elijah Taylor doing some great things on Footy Hacks. Boys, L1 from day one. I just watched Footy Hacks, Elijah Taylor talking about shark sets. Is it true that players pick one guy in the forward pack and make sure they work him until he's fatigued? Love listening to you guys break down plays and talk about the little nuances in the game we all love. Boys, listening all the way from Whatuwaka Town, G-Town, Gisborne, New Zealand. So for people that aren't aware of the clip, explain a little bit what was happening in the clip.
All right, shark sets was like they were getting it for Newell Blake. They're trying
in Origin?
In Origin, right? You're just trying to either run at him or make him move, right? Right? So it's like usually we used to do it to mainly their player who was fucking dynamic in attack, but pretty lazy in defense and try and fatigue him, right? So guys that were awesome. It's all about your 9. It has to be your 9. Like every good 9 did it. But Danny Badiris was one of the best at it. Cam Smith was one of the best. Mick Ennis, all those 9s around the 2000s, would try and get it at a person three times. Three or four movements in a set.
Yeah.
Like when you just charge him down, you're making him just you think you can hide on the short side, bang, someone bangs in behind makes you get into the tackle, makes you move again. And everything that Elijah Taylor, shout out to Elijah, kills it when he breaks those things down. And he'd notice it because he played in that generation where we used to spot Dave Taylor up the big Coltrane because he's dynamic in attack. But if you spot him up and he'll sit on an edge, get at him the first one, then a drop a couple of plays under, just make him move, get him in. You know, big trains like he'll puff out.
I think it's important. The part also what you want to do, not only
you're doing to the best players.
You want to fatigue them because you think you can create some holes if they are not able to get back defensively.
Mate,
but also you want to take away their attack from them as well.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Is like you don't want them getting the ball, and you do that 3 or 4 sets in a row.
Yeah.
Your numbers would decline. Like sometimes you would know when they're trying to shark you, right? Because you know that they'd come, if you get it marker, they're going to jam one more into you. So the secret is dominate the fucking tackle, right? You've got to know when you're getting shark baited, right? And just go bang and crack the bloke and not be just that ineffective guy, right? Because they'll just keep coming. And they're smart when they do it. We should do it to a couple of players, and even on our side when playing against Cam Smith, you could hear him going, like isolating someone.
He's the best
right?
at it.
He's the king at it, right? And you could just protect around. Like if it's a youngster or even an older sort of player, he'd try and get at me. I knew what's going on. Try and get in there and dominate that first tackle.
It's fatiguing for teammates though.
It's annoying. It's because you got it back because everyone's in there. Look at Fanua Blake. He was just getting out third man trying to get back. Bang, straight the other way. Harry Grant's a master. He would have learned from the king is Cam Smith. Danny Badiris was great at it. Joey and all that would just be pointing. Get at him.
Well, Billy used to point all the time.
Yeah, and the fullback, everybody's in on it, right? So you just got to pull the ruck and then get at him. It doesn't happen just for one set. It's about 3 or 4 sets and you are done. Especially at that level, I think Adam would be like, okay, well, how do I fix that next time? Right? I mean, I saw his defense on the weekend. That's how you fix it. You bang that bloke. That sounds weird. You hit that. You hit that bloke with everything that you got in that first tackle. Right? You don't conserve energy in Origin. You just let it all out. Yep. Dominate the first couple of tackles, and you won't get shark baited. Right? But if it's like,
yeah, it was cool.
It happens.
It was cool. Yeah, for sure, it happens. It happens in every game.
Yeah.
So people are asked, do we notice it? I notice it. Every game, I will know. I'll be watching the game, and I'll know who the potential spot player is for that game. Every game,
and it's not that he's a spot player or anything like that. He's saying he's their best in attack, right? In Fanua Blake. So if you tie him, what are you going to do before you go forward? You only got Mitch Barnett and Yowie, right? So Queensland's smart like that.
Yeah.
So you tie Fanua Blake out, but now Payne Haas moves the needle. Can you do that to Payne Haas? Yeah, you can, but it doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? Where Fanua Blake, it hurt him. It hurt him, right?
So it's a mixture of both.
It's a mixture. You can spot someone up. You got to be careful who you get at, right? It's like some bloke he don't care. He would play 80 in the middle, Payne Haas, where Fanua Blake, if you get at him, he gets a bit sloppy in defence. And that's most middles. It's a washing machine, all right? And that's what he called it, the washing machine. It's just like, that's what they'll do, but I think you'll have a lot more protection around him.
Yeah.
Great breakdown from Elijah Taylor. He says some real smart shit, man.
Yeah,
you need to get him on this show.
He's dialed in. Yeah. The questions, I guess, that are asked are, and this is the fair use argument that we have all the time. Like at the moment, he's getting away with it. Like, could we do versions of that? I remember last year at the start of the year, or maybe halfway through last year, I did the Tom Gilbert getting isolated on the try line and against up at Carousel. And I felt a bit yuck doing it, like after the fact. I didn't like it. I remember
because it exposes. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and not to say that the guys can't handle it and stuff. And it's not a crack at Elijah by any means, because I love what he's like. Some of the content that he puts up is awesome, and there's definitely an audience for it, and would love to see more. But I remember I felt guilty putting it up because Tom Gilbert was only a couple of games removed. That was a part of my decision. That was a part of that was a part of Abba Carousel targeting him at the end.
Was that when he first come back from his injury?
Yeah.
You know, another thing is, right, these shark sets are coming back because we're trying to generate ruck speed. We're not having a crack for a crack for a crack. It's like we need to get in the middle here. So that's why I say it's always gone back about 20 years in my head where you're spotting that dude up a lot. So I can see it now happening to their best player. Like you want to get it like Tino. Maybe Tino will cop a bit of this when we got some front ball, right? Like because he's pretty big and fit and mobile. You want to get at the big guy, right, and tire him out so his go forward's not. It's null and void, right? It's like he's making some go forward, but he's battling every single yard, and it's Origin, and the game's 20 times as fast, right? So you can only imagine. But now because you're trying to generate ruck speed, right? Trying to get a couple of people going in and around the ruck, in and around, and the outside backs are all in on it, right? Coming out, bang, they'll just get it. Billy Slater was always doing that. Reece Walsh, like when he comes on, Kalen Ponga around the ruck, they're just so dangerous because if you miss, you're done. You know, so I think it's coming back because you're trying to generate ruck speed, and then you're going to get more people doing this, more game plans for players.
Yeah, I'll just finish off the point with specifically what I was talking about with Gilbert and on the clip ourselves.
I know, yeah.
Like it's just been like once you put stuff out there and then there were people tagging at it. And I remember at the time there were people targeting Tom Gilbert for us. Not targeting, sorry, tagging. And also, you're talking about it being back, and there's been a version of it. Like especially you notice it more when you're a commentary, when you can see and when you're a Bulldogs games, Mace. Like I could identify a player from every game pretty much, and you can do a version of it and a shark set. There's different names for it, but ET's calling it shark sets. And again, to ET's point, like he's sort of like his page is on the up at the moment. I was so surprised that it would lasted for as long as it did because
he keeps evolving.
As in the fair use part of it, mate. Okay. Yeah. So eventually, like it was going to like because he's using the content and it was Origin.
It's Origin, no. So
out of all the games that you're using, I was like, oh, this is really cool insight. Yeah. Fans would probably be frothing this. You could see the comment section straight away, and I was like, oh, this is going to be taken off soon. And there's this little weird thing going on where, you sort of are. You're pushing the envelope about where content is.
Yeah. Well, it means more to us if we got a strike and lost the page versus that's what you.
Not really. And he's built himself a fucking good page there.
Yeah, but that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't think you would lose your page for one post. It depends on what warning he got and if he doubled, tripled down on it. But filming that, and I'm not trying to get him in trouble by any means. I'm just trying to explain to you guys because people message me directly, and you would have seen it on levels, Ricky. Like they want us to do content like that, and we're like, no, we can't because we risk losing, the
risk and rewards.
The risk and reward. So it's shout out to ET. It's cool what he's doing. Obviously, don't clip any of this part up. Like keep it in the podcast, which is fine. But yeah, a really unique way of it, and they're super common. Those shark sets.
They're getting more, as I said, but they're getting more like down. Before everyone was just trying to get into structured sets. Like the footy was all structured 2010s, and it sort of went out of the game. And it was good for middles because it was like you could just be around and they'll be going to the edge mainly, trying to set the edge, and then coming back. And then we weren't getting you weren't make 3 or 4 tackles in a set, or even being involved for 3 or 4 sets, mate. It's 10 minutes, you're done.
So you're saying there are less shark sets around middles and more so attack on 3 minutes.
Yeah, they're trying to get to the.
But now the momentum of the 6 again rules. It's fatigue in the middles more.
Yeah,
gotcha.
And the outside backs are getting in so much more. They're getting at middles, right? That's what I'm saying. The back 5, they're not doing elaborate like sets. They're coming out going. You can get down. We used to call them channel sets, right? And it would be down that numbers line. It'd be open side, short side, open side, short side, open side, kick.
Here's one for you to just keep an eye out without throwing anyone under the bus here. So Supercoach, look at Supercoach. Sometimes you'll see examples, and people might have Supercoach players that they love, and they might be vouching for him. Oh, this guy's a gun. This guy, he makes 50 tackles game, 20 hit ups or whatever, and they think that's like the work rate plays a part for sure, but if you're making 50 tackles a game, and this is what I count for, you're either you're not feared, so that's a part of it as well. Like if you're making 50 tackles, then no one's scared that you're gonna rock them, and you might be a part of the game plan. That's why teams are you're constantly making all those tackles, which essentially ends up being what position most of the time, Lukey? Hooker. There you go.
I was going to Reed Marnie's an example.
And they play because the 9s are so fit, right? And they don't come out to try and hit you. They try a little bit. They grab the ball. They're little annoying little pricks, but no one's hitting.
That's why we love Mitch Kenny so much.
Not many 9s bang anymore. Like they're like it's more in controlling sort of Cam Smith sort of way. Like Cam Smith never tried to hit. He'd give you 2 meters, then next minute tie in a pretzel. You know what I mean? It was so strong.
Mace,
But
because we live in a super coach fantasy world right now, and Mitch Kenny doesn't necessarily like blow numbers away.
yeah.
That's why we appreciate him so much more,
Yeah,
right?
because everything's a hit for that guy.
Yeah. So it would be awesome to play next to Mitch because Mitch like will bang people, and then you know you don't have to cover him. You know, 1-on-1 he can wrestle one of the big front rows.
Tino. Like some nines you play with, you like if someone was running like just say Sam Burgess or something like Georgie, those big boys, like you need help. You can't just be if they get isolated on the line. Mitch Kenny just boos. Man.
All right, there we go. So shout out to ET doing great things. Go follow his page, Footy Hacks, as well.
Yeah.
Dylan Lucas claims Player of the Month for May. After a remarkable month, the Newcastle Knights back row secured his first RLPA Player of the Month award. He beat out fellow nominees Cameron Munster and Isaiah Katoa. Here are the stats for Dylan Lucas. 4 games, 5 tries for a back rower, 3 line breaks. There must have been more than that. He scored off a couple of kicks. 9 tackle breaks, an average of 36 tackles per game, and an average of 126 run meters per game. So
Beautiful.
Dylan Lucas,
Well done.
well-deserved origin spot as well.
Yeah.
Whether he'll play
be
or
dynamite.
not, we're still yet
What's
to
the most
see.
tries you got in a game in a year?
In a
You
year,
get double figures a couple of times.
9,
Oh, I think I got 10 and 11 one year.
10, 11.
So I think my 12 is my highest.
Yeah.
That was when no one tackled.
Yeah.
Dude, that's why I always look at like you say early 2000s. I'm a realist, you know what I mean? You're like defense wasn't like as nowhere near as crazy as it is now.
Yeah, your highest Mace was 11
11?
2003.
Yeah.
You had 10 in 02.
Yeah, something
Then
like 10, 11.
you never crossed.
Yeah, and then it was just like 4,
4 3 4 4 1
Yeah.
1
That's
0
when you got pushed
1
more
1.
to the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just defenses just got better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just so when I hit the scene, I was like, there was still that biggest sort of the 90s sort of players are coming through and different sort of body types and
You got one for Hulk, one for Catalans as well.
Yeah, that was against Batley Bulldogs, baby. Taking it back
don't
to
worry
04.
about it.
You said 04, should have been 03.
02. Oh.
All right, let's get to the games for the weekend. The mighty Manly Sea Eagles continue Fosbor. Sea Eagles 28 defeating the Rabbitohs 14. The biggest storyline for this felt like, again, whenever we talk about Thursday night games, was the huge 12-point swing against the Rabbitohs. So, Edward Cossey, no try. A set later, Ben Trbojevic is attempting to play the ball. He clearly knocks it on.
Yes. It feels like it was fucking 2 weeks ago, this game.
That leads to Falalo try. It was a huge swing that favoured Manly. How did you see the Edward Cossey no try?
That was the one where he was... Which one?
Jumping out of the sideline, planting the ball down.
Oh, when it just... What did he say it went out?
Yep.
Like, when you slow it down, it's just like, I looked... Because I looked at it... I'm fast-forwarding through all that sort of shit. I'm like, that's a try. Because I have a look at the one little moment and then sort of make it up in my mind. And then I looked at it, it was like 0-0 still. I was like,
Yeah. There was...
that's bullshit.
No, it was actually later on, but there was...
Or no, I don't know the score, but like...
It crossed... There was an angle where they go from behind and it was Wyatt Raymond. At the same time, the ball looked as though it was had been planted. There was another angle where it looked like there was a bit of a gap, but it went up a try with Adam G.
That should be the...
So
that's
therefore, yeah, it was a rough call against South. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And then to the letter of the law, and now this has been applied in 3 different occasions over the weekend, which we'll discuss. Ben Trbojevic knocks the ball on in playing the ball. He had that sticky stuff on his hand. You know how the bunker can rule on the last play before a try?
Yeah.
The last play does not begin until the ball clears the ruck. So therefore, you cannot pick up a knock on.
Oh, God. They got to change this shit.
Yeah.
That's too much grey area. Like, it's costing games. Little moments like that.
Big
Like,
swing.
I just always look at like little things like that can change a game. Imagine this is a grand final. Like, mate, I always look at the highest level of a loss, like a grand final or an origin, something like a prelim, and you stuff it up like that. Right? I don't like that. They've got to get better refs when stuff like when they've got so much technology there.
I thought you put your hand up then, Lukey.
Yeah,
Gonna get involved for a touch.
He just But
I
what
was
do you
wa-
think? What do you think about that? Like, what is it like?
Oh, that was a no-brainer. That was a knock-on. And I hate that that's the rules. But if that's the definition of the rules, then it needs to be tweaked to not the completion of the play of the ball, but the start of the play of the ball. So that's look. I don't want to go back 3 tackles.
No.
And Wayne was furious, and he was furious around the bunker and how it intervenes too much. I'm against what some have been talking about, where removing the bunker. No. Like you still need the bunker. You just need them. You need them to make the correct decisions more often than they're making right now with
the technology.
With the technology
right
that
there,
they've got.
just like, okay, well, we need to change this. Like that should be an immediate change to the game. Like this
Just to
week,
play the ball.
talk to the NRL.
Yeah.
Refs NRL have a meeting.
Yeah.
Look, guys, get back. You can go back.
Play the ball.
Go play the ball.
Yeah.
End it.
Yeah.
So we don't have any more dramas in a grand final. So we don't put you guys under this much pressure.
Yeah.
Like
No,
that's
you're right.
how it is.
That would be-
The refs are the ones that are getting pumped because they're going by the letter of the law. And I'm like that. I mean, the no try to the Cossey guy was like, yeah, that sucks because they went up a try. Be better. Put it as like you didn't know it was a try. Like
You couldn't say for certain that he didn't ground
Just go
it.
up and say, I don't know. I think it's a no try. I don't know whether he grounded it or no because there's sufficient evidence there that like they didn't obviously ground it.
Well, no, whatever the referee makes the decision on, I think everyone was happy with. It'd gone up a try. There seemed to be grey area. The consensus would be try, so just leave it a try.
But I was saying, like, just say if he had went up and said, let's have a look at that. Just have a look at the grounding. I'm saying no try, just to save his ass. So we're not going up a try.
Yeah,
Nah?
yeah,
Like,
no, because then
you don't want that from a ref.
But then it goes back up to then it becomes a judgment. Remember, it used to go back to the referee.
Yeah, and then it's just too much.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the sticky spray part of that? That was weird.
Yeah.
Calling out the sticky spray.
There's been a couple more.
It happened to me in 2002 or 1, I think.
So I never used it. Did you use it, Mace?
I only used it once. So Matty Johns, right? He used to, so you know your arm strapping, right, on your wrist.
Yeah, the wrist strapping.
You used to put it on the other way.
Ah,
Right?
yeah.
So he used because he used to carry the ball out, and I did it one time, and I went to play the ball, and it got stuck on the ball, and it's just like the ball.
Did Matty used to do that?
Matty used to do that, yeah.
How was the potty with him too?
It was awesome.
Yeah,
it was an awesome part. It was just going through like just all footy and funny stuff,
Yeah,
mate. It was
yeah.
good. It was a bit nostalgic. It was great.
The Red Dragons.
Yeah,
clip was funny.
he just brought up some stuff because he's been retired since my career sort of took off 2003-4 when I played against him. When did he retire? 2001.
You played against Sharks, didn't you?
Yeah, and played against the Knights and stuff like that. So I've always had a great relationship with the Johns brothers. So it was just good sitting there talking to him and talking to his son, the 2 boys there that I've known since they were born.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Let's get back to the footy with
Sorry,
this.
the
sticky.
grip. The grip, yeah.
Yeah.
So I never used the sticky thing on your hands, but I'd use that.
Was it around when you played?
Yeah.
Can you remember
Yeah,
it?
it's just resin.
Yeah.
It's been around for years. So
Yeah.
I hate it because once you put your hand on the ground, you get the grass. And then you get no grip.
Did you hate
Stupidest
this as
thing in the
well? I
world.
want to ask you this question. Sometimes you'd go shake someone's hand and you'd
Straight
go
in.
like that and it'd
Try and
go, oh, fuck, how much you
Try
got
and
on?
shake Paul Gallen's hand
Yeah.
after the game.
Yeah.
Gal was massive on it. And I think Chocky Watmow. And
Not after the game, teammates before the game. You
Yeah.
shake their hand and then you go,
I
oh,
hated
bro,
it.
you've got it all in my fucking...
because then I got it.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
get away. Give me a fucking fist pump. Yeah, it was like that because you don't want it on your hands.
No, I didn't like it.
Gutho used to bathe in it, it looked like.
Yeah, but Gutho's always doing
So you like that. So
And he
most
used to, you must have like
No,
a
on-
spot here where you
Yeah,
put it.
yeah.
No,
Is
it
that
is,
the top
yeah.
up
Stick like
spot?
that.
Because so fullbacks I get and just say because you're getting trained now to not have the ball like when you're catching the ball unless you tuck it like that. Get it out in your hands like out in front. You can tuck it, and then that's where you're pushing it against your jersey, and you want that sticky stuff. So I put it on my jersey. That's about it. So they have all these on the playing jersey, all these sort of silicone sort of
Yeah.
you know you can
Yeah, you
so
can
on
see
this
it.
jersey. It's like that's for the
It's a
for the
different
spray and everything.
For
like that.
as silly as this sounds, because because I'm a mad sweater, you know how much I sweat, right?
Yeah.
It actually felt like I remember putting it on once or twice, and it felt like it had the opposite effect because I was sweating so much. Like it become like it felt like a different texture with the amount of sweat that I had.
I would put it on because I used to strap my forearm wrists and that here, put it on there, not on the hands. Because of the simple fact, like when you put your hand, that's why they keep reapplying it, right?
Yeah.
So once it hits the grass, grass all over it.
Yeah, all over your
over the grass.
Yeah.
Over the grass. So you end up with that much shit on
You're
it.
trying to scrub it off.
And then after it, use WD-40. You see the blokes just in the shower just like for ages.
Really?
Oh, mate, it doesn't just come off like that. WD-40, just sitting there, just scraping it off. It's fucking awful.
I was thinking about Homoli over the weekend. Let's get to this point because I think this is important because you talked about it. The badge of honour that it used to be to play after Origin. I think because Foz is so recently removed
you understand.
and knowing the demands on the current players right now, it was the correct decision to rest Homoli last week.
I knew why that he was rest. I think he took it out of Homoli's hands.
Yep.
He didn't. That's what I say. You have to do this to these players. You have to go, you're not playing, I'm not playing you. I don't care if you want to play. I reckon Homoli, if you stand on business going, I want to play, because that's that old school mentality of like, badge, it's a badge of honour. Like, Manly's the one who pays me, everything like that. But if you can let the big man rest, because he's giving you 80 of the best every week.
Yeah.
And this is the future for the club. He can get you a premiership.
Well,
right?
and you're thinking long term on the season as well.
Long term, you could. I look at that as not as a former player, nothing, just as a neutral, right? And I'm like, that's what I would do if I could do it in that possible sort of scenario. Some can, some can't.
Yep.
Depending on what
ladder
sort
position,
where you are, so you get that external pressure. You have to play. Or if you're in a great system like Penrith, you can sort of make do and everything like that. Like, depends where you are on the table and your coach and what sort of GM you got. It matters from top to bottom.
Well, let's talk about the coach because that's my point with it. The younger coaches, Benji recently removed, got a version of the six again. This six again has changed dramatically in the past season.
Yeah.
Foz sort of knows what that's about. So the advantage that these young coaches have where old school coaches may be, hey, I've been coaching for 20 plus years, e.g. Ricky, Bellamy, Wayne. And they have had examples of Gordon Tallis coming back and playing for them. They have had examples of Brad Fittler, Brian Fletcher, Luke Ricketson coming back and playing Origin and playing for them, like Minicello, sticking with Minicello on that. And then Bellamy with all the stars that he had. Like Cam Smith, we were talking, I was calling this during the game at SEM. Nathan Cleary was out on the field for 78 minutes or whatever. I was like, what? Like, why isn't I even getting him off? Like, and Nathan, even though he got rested last week, Nathan and these Origin players have always taken pride in like staying out there.
It's good that they have that. It's good and bad. As I said, this is all circumstantial, right?
Yeah.
Depending where you are on the ladder, how you're playing as a player. If you need a rest, there's a lot of data on Homoli, right? You know exactly how many meters he's ran this year. Training, playing, everything is like, wouldn't mind giving Big Boy a rest.
Yeah.
He's had 12 of the best. He's been our best player all year.
Yep.
We can afford to rest. We're in the top 6, right?
And you get that performance.
Yeah, and then I get that the next week, and then I can maybe rest him again, and we can sort of make do, and then we can finish the year. Like, because some players get through that. It's hard to get through Origin, man. Unscathed, back up for your team, and then you have the rest of, the round 18 to 27.
Yeah.
The sprint to the end.
Well,
that gets you.
That's a big decision for Foz. His biggest decision is coming up after the bye. Now, if Falalo is injured, it may take the pressure off a little bit, or maybe he just gives Falalo a spell because he's been awesome during this period. He's picked up a minor sort of strain, I believe, at the back end of the game. In the second half, had to leave the game. But 6 and the 5 don't work. He also said that Turbo will return after the bye. Yeah. So therefore, again,
good problem.
Yeah, it's a great problem.
Getting the balance.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be Ruben,
and he's going to have to
Garrick, he's going next year. Does he warrant staying? I think he does.
He's going to have to tell a first grader for the first time. So I think the team has picked itself up until this point for Fozzie. So this is going to be
this is his test.
Yeah, this is a huge test. First, who did I told you just briefly. I ran into Wayne the other day and had a quick little chat while getting a coffee. And I said, mate, just talking about Dad. We were talking about my dad and coaching. I said, I just love when players make first grade. He goes, yeah. And also the other side when you
have to drop them.
Have to drop players. So this is what Foz is going to have to go through for the first time, where a selection. Yeah, don't get me wrong. There have been tweaks that he's made with Wakeham, Simpkin, some of the front rowers. He's mixed and matched between Hetherington starting off the bench. Bullymore started. Like, he's mixed that around and selections around the bench. but I think we've got six excellent outside backs, and one of them's going to have to miss out.
And he's going to be a 100-gamer for that club.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly. Like, and the only reason why I'm sort of looking at Ruben Garrick
It's because
he's leaving.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's safe as a bank. And I reckon he played outstanding last night.
Him and Sabi were
on
awesome.
Thursday.
Yeah.
And Sabi. It's one of those
Yeah.
two.
Yep.
Was Sabi there for, 3-year deal? Didn't he sign last year?
Yeah. Yeah. So they're not moving Kohler and Hopper.
Not a chance.
Yeah.
I'm not even, and Fa'alola when he comes back,
Yeah.
and you got Turbo coming back, and like someone's
And
going.
also, they're in that tricky little period where they're trying to extend Falalo now too, because they don't want him to get to November 1. So,
just reading Fox League blog. Within the next 5 minutes, Laurie should have his lineup.
okay, perfect. If that comes to us, just let us know, mate. To the Rabbitohs, I was speaking to Uncle Wayne. Not often I disagree with the OG, but his decision to take the 2 was confusing. When they're up 6-0, Clayton Falalo gets sent to the sin bin. They take the 2. They chewed up some clock whilst they were doing that, and then Manly were also good enough to go down and score during that period as well. It's an interesting. I know you, and
He's an old school coach, isn't he?
he is an old school coach, Mace. And if you watch Wayne for years, you know in games where he respects the opponent, which he did with Manly, early on in the games, he loves either a 2-0 lead to just get the mindset correct or extending the lead to 8 against a good team. On this occasion, with the 6-again rules and one man in the bin, I think you have to apply the pressure. Yeah, he'd love
Big
to have
time.
the iron back in him.
That was a weird little thing. I was like, once they get through that mentally, like you win that little battle, and you're like, they can't score with 12.
Yeah.
What are they going to do when we get one more back? They're done.
Just the mental edge of it all,
Yeah,
right?
it was.
So, yeah, that was the sort of last little bit with South there.
But that's him backing his team. Like, no, I love that from the coach. You know what I mean? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
If they had Latrell out there, they score more.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that left side, like it's that much more dangerous. Like all they did was just get in Cody Walker's face, man.
It's funny how
He hates Ruben Garrick for a reason, eh? I don't know. Cody Walker. He's always going after him.
Yeah.
Always. It's not just this game. Something will happen.
Trials?
For years.
I've
always watched that for years against something. He just hates Ruben Garrick.
I was going to bring up remember in preseason, and you get excited sometimes with preseason and how quickly things can change in the regular season. So at the start of the year, I watched South blow Manly off the park in the preseason trial with the full deck of cards. And don't get me wrong, if Latrell plays in this game, I agree, it could be a completely different look for the game.
Yeah.
But how quickly, how much Manly have improved under Foz, and the injuries have affected the Rabbitohs and form for sure. Like Dave Fafita, first game back, 80 minutes, he'll get better.
Yeah, he'll
Cheese,
be good.
First game back, he'll get better and all that. Don't get me wrong. And then the other one was highlighted on steroids. Macassini running over Dylan Edwards in the trials.
Now
You
what?
don't think Penrith were, like after that trial going, all right, next time we get an opportunity.
Up, kid. Yeah. That got him. And Macassini is a future player. But
Those two
that's
trials,
in the
I
memory bank,
remember
mate.
those two trials vividly going, fuck, Tigers and Rabbitohs are going to be big improvers. I'm worried about
when you
the
get
look of Penrith, but that's why trials mean shit.
nothing. It's good
They
for
don't
young
mean-
kids, mate.
Yeah.
That's about it.
It's
Good for youngsters and it's good for experienced players want to get some game time coming back from injury.
All right, let's get to this game. This was a good game. I called this for SEN. Really entertaining
Sorry,
game.
what do you think about the Rabbits? They done?
No.
No? Far from done? Because
Far-
I think a couple of little things just really went against them in that game, as we alluded to before. But they're all right. They just have not got that strike with Trell out. He's such a big part of their – like the stat sheets that he puts up.
Yeah.
No one can put him up. You know, like Gags and I were talking about the other day. It's like his stat lines are crazy because they're so unorthodox.
Yeah.
You know, 8 touches, 64 metres, 3 tries, 2 try assists, 6 from 6 goals.
Yeah. He halves the field defensively as well because he could be one of those players we talked about early on where you can spot up Latrell.
Yeah.
But it's in the game plan. Good luck trying to execute, getting players to run it.
He's the first one. He'll crack you in the first. That's what I'm saying. When you try and you spot Latrell, and he's smart like that. He's like, you want to? You're getting dominated.
He'll ragdoll the
So
first person.
that's what I'm saying. That's when you know you got it when you get spotted. That first initial hit has got to be everything.
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't get spotted up.
This one comes from Jozza. F me dead, mate. If Crossland was taken out in that fashion and it was a try scoring opportunity, the penalty would have gone against Shen. He's got to get through the line without taking out a defender. Should have been a penalty at least. Hit me with your opinion.
Yeah, all right.
Jozza, I said the same thing during the call. I was so confused.
Yeah.
And I also think there's a duty of care from Joe Chen to not run at a defenseless defender in this rare occasion. I think because it was so awkward and the duty of care for Phoenix Crossland took over because he was in a bad way, that everyone was a little bit confused because it's again one of those scenarios that it's probably not 101 in the textbook. Like there aren't a shitload of examples of it.
Yeah.
But I thought when Chan took out Crossland off the scrum, I said it to Speedy, I was like, is that a sin bin? Should that be a sin bin?
Oh, look, I said, what's happened here? Like, how's Crossland just laid out? Was it a head collision between his other player? Then I saw it, obviously. Yeah. And he's obviously trying to change his line. It just happens. It's a collision sport.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I know for a fact that Joe Chen did not mean to do that. He's trying to get out of the way.
But neither do defenders when they try to put tackles on.
No one's trying to do it. It's just like, you just think that you just can move.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't. It's a collision sport, and you just end up on the wrong end, Phoenix, man. It looked awful.
It should have been a penalty, though.
Penalty?
Yeah. They didn't even get a penalty.
Yeah, like something. But what is that in the letter of the law?
Obstruction.
It's an obstruction? Yeah.
Because Harry Grant gets out from scrum.
Yeah.
Jerome Hughes got out the back, or Suafalonga got on the back of the sweep. So it was a lead runner.
But you can't take leads out.
And it was outside shoulder on Furnace Crossland.
Yeah, that's the letter of the law now.
Yeah.
It's like you can't just roll through the line, take someone else. I've seen penalties have been given for that all the time lately. Yeah. And this kid's he's out cold.
Yeah.
Sorry, any news? Was it just a knockout?
I believe so.
Yeah, okay.
I believe so. Yeah,
when it's give me PTSD though.
Yeah, they were. They always check for shoulder, neck region but for the most part, it's generally HIA.
Yes.
I loved this game was awesome in so many different ways. There's great attack, there's good defense, and Money just getting into KP the entire game.
I love that.
Yeah, and then also like Money was sledging Gags as well. So when did you see Gags? Saturday or Sunday? Sunday. Was he talking to you about the chirping that was happening between him and Money?
Me and him had a really great call. I think we spoke together for like 45 minutes. We were just sitting there, and it was like there was a lot of people around too once we started talking, and we were just talking about like just the chirping in games, right? And I didn't realize because I was thinking Money, and it just slipped my mind. He goes, everyone is just sort of sledging everyone. He goes, Mace, when you were playing, he goes, you used to talk that much. He goes, now it's like times 10.
Yeah.
The chirping. He goes, players against players, mate versus mate. He goes, Origin. He brought Origin that up. I was just like, okay. I said, what's happening out there? Give me what's going on. He goes, bro, I can't. He goes, I can't handle it because he wants to throw hands, Gags, right? He goes, but a lot of these guys, you wouldn't handle it in today's game. I said, I'd evolve, mate. It's all right.
Yeah.
But he goes, the man of like shit talking between players, teammates, everything. He goes, it's fair game.
Again, like going back to the Storm and backing up around Origin, I think, again, like this is going to be, what's the word? This is almost opposite to what we're talking about with Foz before. Because Bellamy and the Storm players know how to treat this period, they also know that, I think they realise that players and teams can get affected and be flat around this. The Melbourne Storm in this game were like, and Jimmy Smith said this yesterday on SEN, it's the best way of explaining it. Felt like the game was on 1.2. You know, when you try to listen to a podcast quicker, Lukey, and you chuck it on 1.2? Yeah. That's what this game felt like watching and calling. Like, it was rapid. Yeah. It was a good game. It was led by Harry, Jerome Hughes, and Money. Like, they were just playing at a faster pace. And they're almost the opposite of Isaiah Katoa, Melbourne Storm. Isaiah Katoa wants to slow it down, bring the defense up to him. Jerome Hughes and Money want to attack the line so fast that you have to stop. That's the way they engage. Yeah. And then they're still able to execute playing faster than most with some of the big passes that they come up with. I thought Money and Husey were excellent. Yeah.
Outstanding. They all were. I reckon this was the game of the round, quality-wise.
Yep.
And I was speaking to Gags about it. I said, you guys are rolling.
Yeah.
He goes,
not far away, are they?
He goes, we feel so connected. That word gets thrown around a lot, right? And I was talking about connection that we had when we were with Newcastle and, and he goes, we feel like it's the same sort of South connection when we got to the, finals, prelims and that every year.
Yeah, wow.
He's like that. Just a whole different feel. New coach, new feeling, new players coming through, like young kids coming through. We're all talking about young kids coming through and everything like that, but it's really connected.
They were my example.
Which is a great thing for Newcastle.
That was my example, right? Remember 6 weeks ago and I was talking about the energy with teams that were struggling. Bubba, don't touch that, please. I was talking about the examples of teams with just energy that was off, and they got pumped by Roosters in the second half. They had started really well, and I went down, and there was a different energy in the Knights team. Yeah, though, you of course you're disappointed that you lose, but you could tell that they knew the reasons why they lost, and they were okay because they were going to be all right.
Because I said to him, how's Titsy going? He goes, who's that? I said, Justin Holbrook, your coach. He goes, what are you calling Titsy for? I said, I played. I said,
Did she move it?
I said, I played with Justin Holbrook. My first year down at the Dogs, right? He was a halfback for Reggie's.
Yeah.
So I was playing flag and reserve grade. And he was just this old school halfback who took me under his wing and was just like we used to get on the beers and that together. And I said, he's Titsy to me. I don't know what his nickname. I said, he goes, I'm calling him Titsy now.
Yeah, get it going.
And I told him why, and he goes, oh no.
Here's another trend that I've noticed as well that the Storm do. Now you know where we had a chat with Money. We'll have a chat with him this week at some time as well. We'll sort that out for our friends at Compa. But he just talked about the new version of footy. You always have to play footy. You don't protect the lead. You go after the game. Yeah. You know what used to be a huge no-no that both the Melbourne Storm and Newcastle Knights did in this game, and you'll see examples of it. Now that if I bring it up, you'll see examples of it. You'll notice it. On the fourth tackle, it used to be a non-negotiable, do not get stuck on the sideline, right?
Yeah.
Therefore, what happens? Because if you get stuck and you don't either make a break or score a try, that kick is awful. Teams aren't worried about that anymore. No. They're either the kickers understand that they might get themselves in a bad position and they might have to do a random kick or they can two-pass it. Yeah. But the reward for executing on the fourth tackle because that was considered a no-no, the lack of urgency from edge defenders
3 and 2 men
on the fourth tackle.
Always.
So, because you're getting them back in pendulums now, right? Where the winger drops off the center a little bit. And now teams are attacking from one tram line, so just the 20-metre line on one side, and Melbourne smash a channel, as in staying in between 10, 15 metres on one side of the field. On the fourth tackle, they shift it, pass, out the back, and then they either it's a quick play the ball because the other team is defending conservatively, or there were 3 opportunities for line breaks.
If you execute properly, right?
Newcastle Knights scored on the Dylan
really
Lucas
good
try.
Shape at them because they're in a, as you said, that shape. It's not in a. It's like when I broke the Origin tries down. You're still in attack mode in defence.
Yeah.
Third tackle, fourth, you're a little bit relaxed.
Start to back up.
Right, you execute and not be scared about getting caught on the fourth tackle on your tram line or sideline because the kickers can kick from anywhere. And because it's a fifth tackle, if you do get caught on the sideline, just double pass, one pass and just kick it.
Yeah.
Because the defensive line's totally buggered to get up. You know what I mean? It's just you can have a crack now on the third and fourth, mid range. I've always said that for years. They just the 3-man takes those plays off, and teams like the Dolphins exploit that more than anyone. Yep. Teams that are on the ball, third, fourth tackle, they're getting you.
A couple of last year.
Penrith, good at it.
Remember at the start of the year, it's what I identified with the Dolphins. I said they're not attacking there's a bit of a trend where teams are attacking from halfway. The trend that I can see now that's visible across the better teams, even Penrith did it, like you said, Mace, at the end of the Tigers game there, that they want to stick in one spot, stick to the middle of the field, get to the one edge, to have attack on the full. So another part of the game too. Here's another thing to watch. Alan Ponga on kick returns. You know how he exposed Katoni Staggs a couple of times with Selwyn Cobbo. He did it against Parramatta the week before as well. I don't know if it's something that he's just brought into the game, but Drinky's been doing it. Yeah. Fullbacks that have good that are mad skill. So you often see a winger catch it, shift it to the middle, gets to the fullback, and he just opens up what you want to do is you want to open up the field, you want to split it, and normally take your licks. What they're doing is they're either getting a pass or a Kalen Ponga or a Scott Drinkwater are just skipping across the field. There's only 9 to 10 in the defensive line, and if there is a gap,
bang,
they are being told to try to execute it. Yeah. Now, it went the other way. Kalen didn't execute it on this occasion, hits Greg Marzhew. Greg Marzhew knocks the ball on, and then Melbourne had all the ball. So there's the flip side of it, right? There's that constant battle that coaches are trying to risk reward.
So good.
Trying to figure it out.
So good seeing it, right? When you see two top sides having a crack on every play. Most plays, like you see Paul Alamoti's plays when he was going down that sideline, they were like fourth plays, early ball, like you know what I mean, like just from the left post, boom, 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 give it to the guy, like just because people aren't expecting it.
Yep,
it's good. They're good. They're getting the players are so good now and so fit. Like you can put in a game plan and stick to it. Like when you got a Penrith team and execute, then you get a game that's 68-0.
Yeah, we'll get to the Penrith. Some of the points they got for Penrith later on. Also, I thought the left side they would love to have this game back. There's so many chances for them, so many half chances, all the way to the final whistle when they went down the short side. Dylan Lucas. For as good as a month he's had, he had a couple of moments he'd love to have back. He got tackled by Harry and extended his arm for that double movement, which led to momentum for the Storm. Just missed the pass. Like Fletcher Hunt went to go do a quick tip on and should have just held on to it. The left side, and I think it's because like Fletcher Hunt is going to be a really good first grader, good first grader. But at the moment, and you know how hard this is, Mace, or it's more so developing those combinations. He's like Mr. Fix-It everywhere.
Center.
Like fullback, center, bench.
Wing.
And you just can't get that continuity where I think if Bradman Best is playing in that game, I think Newcastle win the game.
Yeah. Especially that left side's potent. When they got everyone there.
Yeah. And I think they're one more, the last little bit on the Knights. I think they're one big boy, a middle.
I was going to say that.
As in, it doesn't have to be like I don't need Tino, I don't need Payne Haas, I don't need Adam Fanua-Blake. But if there is
tier down,
if there is a middle on the market, like Murata Nikora next year is going to be awesome for him. I reckon. One
of those Dolphins, like little slashy middles.
Well, Murata hasn't been playing big minutes for the Warriors. I wonder if they're not. They wouldn't.
You know what I mean? One of those Dolphins prototype guns in the middle, like a ball play for 80. And Donahue, come back home, mate.
I'd love to have Donga back. All right, let's get to the team. Lukey, let's hit us.
Let's go. I've paused it. Let's go loud.
We'll represent New South Wales in Melbourne for Game 2. Fullback James Tedesco. Wingers Brian To'o and Tolu Kula. Centres Casey McLean and Katoni Staggs. The halves Mitch Moses, Nathan Cleary. Payne Haas, Reece Robson, Mitch Barnett, front row and hooker.
Yeah, Barney.
Back row of Hudson Young, Dylan Lucas, Isaiah Yeo, captain. On the bench, Cam Murray, Victor Radley, Aden Fanua-Blake, Happy Coruscant, Ethan Strange, and Mark Nwanga Nitawase.
Oh, no, Hamole.
And 20th man, Hamole Olakawatu.
So that's a really exciting team again for the...
Fucking serious? I know Dylan Lucas is having a good year. He don't deserve to fucking start. Well done, bud. Oof, they'd fucking stab you in the heart if you're Hamole. Fucking hell, that hurts me.
Wow.
That hurts me. I feel, oof. I don't know.
I heard that yesterday, Dylan Lucas.
I knew Dylan Lucas would be, he deserves in the 19.
This isn't anything against
So he's not
Lucas.
a fucking, Dylan Lucas is
How
not
come
a
you
right.
give us the mail at the start of the show?
Side back row.
Don't give us the mail after. Don't give the mail after.
Dylan Lucas.
Wait, stop. He's fucking giving us Dylan Lucas mail after the fact.
Shut up.
Come on, mate.
Fucking.
I heard Dylan Lucas.
I heard fucking Dylan Lucas as well, but sorry, Lenny. He's not a right side back rower, right? Hamole is. He's always on the left. I know he can play. I know he can play that side, but he's a left side back rower.
Or do they switch Hudson?
No, you just pick a proper right side back rower.
So Liam Martin were options as well if you're going to change.
Fucking Liam Martin straight in.
Angus Crichton.
Yeah. He deserves his spot, Lucas, but like Hamale don't deserve to get out of that
Fuck.
19.
I'm devastated for Hamale. But it's fucking, if you're a Manly fan right now, this is gonna light a fuse for the big fella.
I'll be filthy.
Fozzie is, again, all coaches want their players to be playing red footy, but this is going to benefit Manly so much.
Yeah,
because he's going to have a point to prove over the next month.
What else?
Shout out to Dylan Lucas.
The rest of the team's just the same, isn't it? Like
Mitch Barnett front row, Adden on the bench. You were discussing, you were discussing Adden.
I mean, Payne Haas would start games obviously a lot different than Adden did.
Yeah,
so it would make Barney a better starter. But I think Barnett's a bench player at that level.
And
level.
Casey McLean centers, Tolu on
no
the
problem with
Tolu on the wing.
anything else apart from when I heard the back row getting red and Cam Murray on the bench.
There you go.
I'd start Yowie at front row. Start him at front row with Payne Haas if you're not starting Adden. So you can start fucking Cam Murray.
I feel like that lineup's frustrated you.
Oh, it's killed me.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lenny.
The swear jar was doing really good up until that point. Yeah, it's very intriguing. We'll see how that plays out. Hamole out. So Stephen Crichton officially confirmed out of the team. Casey McLean, what a couple of seasons for him.
He's a gun.
And Nwanga Nituase. So it's not a union thing.
No, it's
not a union thing.
No, that's what I was saying because I heard Marky Mark was going to be in the team like in the 1920. Then I was like, well, maybe Angus is going to get a bit of a recall. I didn't. As I said, like he's a gun at spotting people up. I wouldn't have been worried about if Huddy and Crichton were there or Liam Martin. Like we won. Did anyone know that we won game 1?
Did you feel like you won?
No way. We did get beat spiritually. We got beat spiritually and physically. Just not on the scoreboard.
What a perfect segue to the next, or a perfect way to go to the next question from the comments section. This one comes from Big Daz. We have to give MASE his flowers on the Angus Crichton origin call. As a Chooks fan, I was surprised when he picked him as he's been below par this year. So I watched him closely in the Raiders game. He did exactly what MASE was talking about, running hard and direct at Ethan Strange all night, getting physical, getting under his skin, elbows to the chest, grabbing him by the neck, and generally trying to bully him. That's the sort of edge and intent you need in Origin. Sam Walker had a free pass in game 1. Triple OG saw something the rest of us missed. Game 2, Gus up the Chooks.
I thought that he would have got a recall, especially after that game that he did against the Raiders, right? And he's a good defender, Strangey. And he copped it.
I know Gussie loves content too, Angus Crichton. He's across socials. He's, likes our stuff every now and again. He at the start of the episode, it felt like you were sending a message to the middles about, Queensland not fearing them. And you did a version of that last year in the Ashes too when you were talking about the Poms. Yeah. You definitely, first, it's Gus first and foremost, right? He's the one that has to go out there. But sometimes you just need a little reminder for who you are and what you do well.
Exactly what you are, man.
And everything that you said in that clip when I was watching that game, and I was the same. And then when I went into the comment section to find that, and I was like, he nailed it. You nailed it with Gus.
Yeah, the Gus is a gun. He knows some players just know how to spot that 3-man up. It's easier said than done. Get it 3-man. No, you got to have a great combination with your 6 or your 7, your fullback, everything like that. But he gets like, look what he did to DCE a couple of years ago down in Melbourne. Just annoying, right? Because you like the double elbows in the chest and the holding you know what I mean? Like just like really big dogging you. It's not good because you can't do anything about it because he's built like that and he's strong like that. It's humiliating.
He's awesome at third man in too. Yeah, he'll come in and like smash your back or hit your hips. Yeah. Collapse your hips.
Yeah, everything.
Like that's a skill set.
He's a proper Origin player. And I'll be like, all right, if we're going to use him, if he's here for one more year, let's use him. Like he's a starting back rower from last year and the Test series.
Yeah,
he's an incumbent. And I know that he didn't get off to this best start of the year, but I think what he's done in the past 4 or 5 years should add up for something. But might be using game 3.
All right. Roosters 26 defeat the Raiders 0.
Yeah.
You take for granted the importance of elite wingers combinations in the competition until you see what Nwanganitwase provides for the Roosters, especially when Daniel Tupou has been listening for the last couple of weeks. So the worst performances for the Roosters this year, even take the Penrith out of it, because Penrith was just a clinic. Penrith put on a clinic. It's not like the Roosters weren't up for it. I think they realised that there's a level that they need to get to. But the way that they've performed in the last couple of weeks, the Roosters against Melbourne and the Cowboys at Magic Round, were without Nwanganitwase, and Daniel Tupou went down really early in that game. It's the starter sets and it's the finishing of sets. Like, those two guys just provide so much for him, and they're really going to miss Toops and Nwanganitwase next year.
Big
I don't know.
time.
I think the chat is, and I'll say this before and not after. You hear it?
Okay,
That Toops this is his last year.
I heard it was Toops' last year.
Yeah, that's the chat. So
No, you got one more in your Toops, I reckon.
I believe it's going to be Toops. Toops' last year. That's just the word around the street. Not confirmed yet. And I heard they're in heavily for Magic Murray Taulagi.
They got to replace that, because Nwanganitwase is a problem. Like, he just feel, and I feel he gets under opposition's skins as well. With like he's very chill. I mean, example, Jack Whiten last year, little things like that. I watch him closely. Little subtle things, like he pisses people off.
He never goes down with the first contact.
So strong.
And
And those little things, he scored the triple, didn't he? Got 3. He's got 3?
2.
3. I think he
He got 3? Yeah, he did get 3.
Yeah, but like, just like how to beat a bloke, like the cues and when to step, and like most wingers, they're brilliant finishers. All the wingers now are brilliant, but he's like, it's the little level above.
Even Rob Toya, like for that try where he batted it back on the inside, it feels like when he first started Nwanganitwase, the more time he had, the more problematic it was. High kicks, kick returns.
The Dogs game flipped him around.
There was a game against the Sharks. There were a number of examples. Like, if you give him more time, then sometimes he comes up with the worst option. Whereas if you only give him one option in 2 seconds, he can nail it. So
imagine what just say he's doing that at the highest level, right? What's he doing at training?
Yeah,
you know, when some of those blokes, you watch Hainsey at training and stuff like that, and just other players like Sonny Bill, and I got the pleasure of playing with those guys at training, like the GIs and Gaz News and
what was Sonny? Did he try heaps of stuff at training?
That's what we used to do. Crazy offloads. Like, we used to play these games where it's like you just couldn't get tackled with the ball.
Is that conditioning games or was that extra games?
It was extras that we used to do after training.
Gotcha.
It'd be like me on Sonny and Roy, Oga, Randy, like Bob.
Grabbing a pad?
Yeah. Just be like 3 or 4 on 4 in like a 10 by 10 meter box and just go out and just offload.
Yeah.
Don't get caught with the ball.
Yeah.
And some of the shit used to be like
fire out.
It was good, but it was just proper contact, full contact, but like try and wrap the ball up on one of those guys.
Easily the best performance from Sam and Ches together, complemented each other perfectly. Kicking games were elite.
They look the same, Nelly, from like up high.
Just the mannerisms,
the way
movements.
the way they move, their little kicking game, like Ches has got a little bit of a bigger boot than Sam at the moment, but just the way they move the ball, very like it's not your stereotypical halfback movements.
No.
You know, Ches has never been that. When he hit the scene, he was very unorthodox.
Yeah.
Great runner of the ball, little dummy, like those short dummy triple pump balls, and like go long, little kicking game, like just little similarities in a young Ches.
You know what they do really well? Both of them do really well. They don't lose. They're not super quick, but they don't lose a shitload of speed when they hold the ball in 2 hands. So players often want to run when they run like this because they feel like they can run quicker. They can both sort of run and maneuver.
Hips,
and
very strong in the hips. Ches has always been strong in the hips. Sammy's not as built as Ches.
No.
Not as built, but that was their best combination.
For sure.
And their best performance. They can out-kick most teams, man.
What about Radley on the offside? Did you see the offside from Rads?
I was like, oh no.
He deserves...
Oh no, he's offside.
And
he outran Weeks because Weeks was busted from that run before, and it was great spotting up. Like to see that. Who kicked it? Was it Sam or Ches?
Ches.
What? That's footy IQ. That's just like OG shit. Just like bang on a dime too, in the perfect angle for Rads to go. Oh, I got 60 in me.
For as good as Weeks is
that his downfall? You reckon?
He does have moments where he does fatigue because he's like he's a power athlete.
Yeah.
Weeks isn't a Dylan Edwards. He's the same size as Dylan Edwards and Teddy, but he is a Reece Walsh type, like speed,
he's in between.
power, explosive. Like that's the sort of like he explodes
Yeah.
and he doesn't have the conditioning the other two. And the reason that Ches played, I think, his best game is guess why?
Don't know.
He knows young KO Weeks from Manly.
Oh, he does.
So
doesn't
he worked
The
him.
little. He would have worked. Yeah, I
He
didn't
worked
know.
him over
Forgot
the
he's
long,
a Manly
the
kid.
long kicking game, the positioning, looking constantly. So,
Jeez,
yeah,
Rads. One of the all-time tries from the middle. I loved it.
He's only got himself to blame too.
I know.
It would have been something that you replayed for years. For years. It would have been in his highlights when he retires. And remember that time down in Canberra? Just played Origin.
Yeah.
That's an Origin. And that's an Origin play. That's what they would have said.
Oh, my
God. They would have screamed that for years and years. So, what about the Raiders,
How you
mate?
feel, Rads?
What about the Raiders? Best, I thought it was their best performance of the year last week against the Cowboys. And then
How does this happen? You would be confused if you were a stick.
Mm.
You'd be like, okay, we're back, boys. That's what last week looked like. You're back. Everything's clicking. We're going on a massive run here. Let's give it to the Roosters down here. They won't. I know exactly what Ricky would have been saying about them. Coming down there on a Friday night, 8 o'clock. Look at those. There would have been it's not your best time to come down. You know that. It's just like, and I know what Ricky's like before games and what he would have been saying. And then just a couple of little things early on and they couldn't score. Then it becomes when you're a really good team, you're like, you're a Ricky Stewart coach team. To hold them to nil was a personal thing.
what do you think he was like post game?
I don't know. Was he filthy? Was he?
You got 90 seconds, another 90 seconds out of him. Didn't allude, what's the word? Didn't add any extra context to the conversation. But
no excuse, no refs, no nothing.
You mentioned it, like it's the way that they lost, and he would have been furious that they were out-muscled by the Roosters. I reckon that's the part that
he don't like.
Yeah.
Roosters look like they show me glimpses. Like, who's your top four right now? If you're thinking just form and like who's going to really have a crack prelim, like Penrith, Roosters, Dolphins.
I got Penrith and Warriors, and I don't really have another two teams.
I got Warriors and Dolphins.
Yeah,
Roosters and Penrith.
Yeah.
That's the top four.
Yeah.
In my
so
head
so
now.
right now, Panthers and Warriors are first and second.
Yeah.
Roosters are third on 20 points. Sea Eagles, Dolphins, Sharks, and Knights. She doesn't feel like the Sharks are on 18 points, does it?
Yeah.
They've had 2 buys. So a lot of those teams have had 2 buys as well. Outside the Penrith and Warriors, I've got no conviction in any other 2 teams yet for the top 4 at the end of the season. I can't say with confidence anyway.
Yeah, not with massive confidence, no.
All right, let's get to the Dolphins. 40 defeating the Cowboys 14. 5 in a row now for the Finns after 2 close losses to the Panthers and Wars and the Warriors. Their only other loss was the Fosball debut. This is a make or break period for the Dolphins.
Yep.
Now, they already had 4 or 5 out in game 1. Isaiah Katoa, we don't know what's going to happen with him, whether he'll be allowed to play in this game. But I'm guessing, no, he's part of the 19. Isaiah Katoa, wasn't he?
Was he the 19?
Isaiah Katoa was part of the 19, so they're not going to release him.
Well, he's not
so
going,
a huge game coming up. It'll be Brad Schneider will go to halfback, but
No, he's not.
he wasn't in the 19.
No, 14 Murray, Radley, Fanil Blake, Coruscant Strange, Mark, Hamola. He's not. He's 21.
Gotcha. All right, so he's good to go, which is huge for the Dolphins.
Yeah. Good game, this one.
Yeah, it was a good game. Yeah, it ended up blowing out late, but I thought the Cowboys were better than the scoreline. Give it credit for. I think when they were chasing points at the back end, just got a little bit sloppy.
Look quick.
How
Like the
good's-
way the Dolphins play and the Cowboys, is like the middles, they're the ones that get absolutely ruined at the end of the games because the amount of the Dolphins back 5, how they just attack you in just numbers and just they don't stop. The middles, and that's why it's such a great balance of a team. When you said back 5, they're halves, and then their middles are fit and they can go the whole game. If you want.
Yeah.
And those little locks.
They can play big minutes if
They can play
required.
big minutes. You're talking like 50, 60 minute easy in the middle.
What's the ceiling for Jack Bostock?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I think it reminds me of a Campbell Graham.
That's a good shout.
Yeah, as a Campbell Graham youngster, like when he was nearly, you know, like playing. You know,
Did
he's
you
been
just
on
message the group then? Or what did you write?
Just our email addresses.
Oh, okay, sweet. Because I thought you were writing something for this game to give me a note.
Oh, no.
Because she's got my phone and it come up on my
Right,
watch.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a Campbell Graham.
Yeah.
Big, tall, like rangy, good defender,
Yeah.
good attacker. You know, probably will be like a 200 game player, like a couple of rep games here and there because of the, like you can't say he's a future rep player. You could say that, but like look at the future rep players right now that have arrived. McLean's and Colas and, you know.
Maybe because he's a South Coast boy. This, I know what the high opinion of this guy, so this might throw you out. He's got a little bit of Mark Gasnier about him.
Wow.
Like tall, rangy,
No,
maybe not.
Doesn't have. He does. I think Campbell Graham. Gaz is like when you watch.
I know.
Gaz is like footwork and the position that he played at to be able to beat both feet and have that pace. I think Campbell Graham, like a tall centre, like I rate Campbell Graham highly.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm saying that, but
Yeah,
it's not
it's probably better
Gaz.
All right, I've got another comp. Let's go through this one. My man Kurt Donahue. So completely turned the game again.
Yeah.
Big shot on Purdue. Gets a try, a couple of try assists. He leads the line speed on plays 1 and 2, 3, 4 every time. Now he hasn't got given the opportunities to play starting minutes.
He will this week.
But I've got a comp for him, and I've got the initials GB.
I know who you're going to say.
Who?
Greg Bird.
Fuck yeah.
He's got a bit of birdie about him.
He's got some birdie about him.
Super unorthodox.
5'8" lock.
Aggressive as hell.
Oh, GB. I just never know
He's got grub in him.
Oh, yeah.
He wants to stand over people.
Great comp.
If Kurt Donahue played in 2000, he would knee someone in the head while they're getting up and playing.
Right away as a youngster.
Yeah. Do you like it? Newcastle
Mate,
boy?
that's it. That is
Newcastle boy?
Yeah, mate, that's him. That's Greg Bird.
There we go. There's my comp. I was watching it going, who does fucking Donahue remind me of?
Like real thick hands. Like he's just like
gets underneath, dips, jams people through the middle.
Yep.
And again, he's not going to play. He's not going to play Origin this year. But I think if he can stay healthy, finish the season strong, have a big end of the season for the Dolphins, next year he's got to be part of the conversation. I rate him that highly. Yeah. So there we go. Kurt Donahue.
Does he have any lineage? Is he just Aussie?
Fiji, man.
Fijian. Plays for Fiji. He's played for Fiji. That's when he hit my radar.
The one years ago he cracked someone.
Yes. He was playing halfback for him.
Yes. We
Playing
were at
half-five.
YKT. We were doing I remember it.
Yeah, that's why I've been on this fucking thing for 3 years with Donahue.
Get on the train.
Yeah. So that's where it originates from. I remember watching a Pac Champs game at the end of the year going,
Who's this kid?
fuck. And at that point, he'd only played maybe 3 or 4 games for the Dolphins, if that. He's a gun.
I just want him to be healthy and just like to give us his best. Right? Like Greg Bird, when he come through, like he had that suspension, had a few little things. But when he was rolling, Greg Bird was one of the first picked in a couple of rep sides for at least 6, 7 years.
The other 2 players, you know how big I've been on the Dolphins, so therefore I was watching them really closely at the start of the year. The 2 players that I had my biggest question marks on with regards to their ceiling were Selwyn Cobbo and Cody Nikorima. And in the past month, I think those 2 guys have been in the top 3 or 4 of their best players for the last month. Yeah. They have, like, Cody's just more so he's had a few little niggling injuries.
He's all right. That was hamstring again?
Yeah, he finished the game. He did finish the game. He's sort of just hobbling around a little bit, but he did finish the game. And Selwyn's got a different...
Do you know how well balanced you'd have to be to do that to our young man?
Chester. The palm.
The double palm to stay balanced off the first one.
Yeah.
And to reach back around, like, you know what I mean? And I don't think people understand how hard that is. And Chester, he stood his ground there. He got a couple of tries there. He stood toe to toe.
Yeah, he went hard.
With all those guys.
He got frustrated at the end and tried to coat hanger him.
Yeah, I love it. But he held his own.
Yep.
But man, he's just doing some shit. Cody, Selwyn, that I love. I love seeing him smile, man. Seeing him just being happy.
The part that I loved the most in that try, huge effort, the speed, the power, the stiff arm,
pick up
repeatedly, the pickup. In years past, Selwyn would have been gassed after that run.
Yeah, he looks.
He got up. He was credit to him again. Whatever Woofy and all that and the attention to detail that they're putting into selling right now.
Yeah.
I know it was early on in the game, the first try of the game.
He was like
but
that all
still,
year.
it was an 80-minute sprint. It was multiple palms. It was keeping his balance. And then he gets up, and I was watching him, and he's just breathing easy.
Body language, man.
Body language was awesome. And I'm like, he's a completely different. Like, is it a swagger? Is it aura? Like, what's he? He's going good.
I love
really
it.
good.
Keep it wherever he's at now. In just say, when some people dip in form and everything, he can always reflect back on this little moment in his career now and just go back to that mindset.
As for the Cowboys, like I said, I didn't think they were awful despite the scoreline. It sort of blew out a little bit when they were chasing points. We've talked up the Cowboys so much, and off the back of it, it's the supporting cast. But offensively, man, I feel like Drinky's just playing as good as he's ever played. He's in career best form. And what, similar to what I was talking about with Kalen and Reece Walsh when Walshy's at his best, what he allows is just ball running halves. Like Liam Sutton's doing a good job at the moment. Dearden should be back in a couple of weeks. Jay Clifford's having a career year. But it's because Drinky can just sit in the middle of the field, pick his sides. And then when Drinky explodes into a hole, it's like Chester's hitting a hole.
Yeah.
Lukey's hitting a hole. Perdue's hitting a hole. Like,
Took him a while to get him, but because they kept him out of the game for a while.
yeah.
Drinky, because they were kicking at corners and trying to get him away from the ball. And then you can't keep because the week before, some games you're like, fuck, Drinky's had these nullified.
That was his only game this year, I reckon.
That's what I'm saying.
Raiders.
Yeah, but the last couple of years, sometimes Drinky, you can kick him out of the game and he gets a little bit deterred.
Well, Drinky,
This one he took the game.
Drinky this time. So when he had the bad game against Canberra, up until that point, he probably would have had 4 of those games in years previous where you're like,
That's what I'm saying.
he's missed the jump, his contact's not great. Across the board, he's only had one blip this year, in my opinion.
And that was against an outstanding Raiders.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins are a good team. They're fucking jacked up. They got some plays in that middle. They just hit perfect builds for this game in this day and age.
And another part for the Cowboys where you've sort of got to give them credit, but also it's a tough one to swallow, tough pill to swallow. The Dolphins now are 4 from 4 against the Cowboys since
up
they've
there
up
and
there,
everything,
right? And every time they play, you got Hammer, you got Tom Gilbert, you got Connolly Lemuelu, Fene Fuiaki.
Yeah.
Like 4 players that were in their system.
That's got to do something. You know that because they got let go.
Yep.
It wasn't like they want to keep him. We kept Drinky because of instead of Hammer. Didn't they?
The acceptable ones are, and we'll get to Hammer, we'll finish off. Lemuelu and Fene Fuiaki, they're understandable. You had Jeremiah and I who you had to upgrade, and Helam Lukey, before the injuries, is showing what he's capable of now.
Yep.
So you can understand him letting go Lemuelu and Fene Fuiaki to get opportunities at the Dolphins, and they're probably even exceeding even the Dolphins' expectations. Tom Gilbert's probably one where I would have gone, he's hard-nosed, he keeps in the system. He plays lock, front row, edge. He can cover a number of things, different positions in the forward pack. Hammer's the one because when Hammer, he hit the scene, he got beaten out by Drinky at the start of the year, and then he was playing that bench hybrid role before the 6-man bench. Hammer's the one that's killed him.
Yeah.
Because Hammer's an
ball,
elite rep play now.
When Hammer's first play is just directly straight at you, it means that it's personal.
Yeah.
He's usually like a very happy-go-lucky human against other sides. Sometimes he won't do much for ages. He was fucking in.
He's always up for
minute,
Cowboys
mate.
games.
He's always. It's personal.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And that's why they're getting blown out most games against them.
All right. Let's get to Titans 28 defeating the Broncos 23. The storyline all of this week, and it already started on 360 night last night, is going to be that the Broncos have lost their past 2 games against 16th and 17th. But we'll get to the Broncos in a little bit because I want to give the Titans credit.
Yeah.
The Titans were awesome. I thought the Broncos were up for this game. I thought the Broncos were so much better than they were against the Dragons the week before.
Yeah.
They fixed a number of things in their game. There are still some tweaks that we'll get to, and we'll talk about the Broncos as well. But the storyline for me is I'd love to see more examples of it in the next couple of weeks, and we are going to see it. I think they've got the key positions finally sorted. Keanu Kinney speaks for himself. You've seen examples of the last couple of years, and even at playing for the Kiwis, comes up with a huge match winner. I love the journeyman Oliver Pascoe off the bench. He's a bit. How do you explain Pascoe? He's going to make 50 tackles.
Yeah.
He's got a bit of grub in him, just enough. You can tell.
All right.
You can tell that more of it's going to come out the more confident he gets in games. But he's passionate. He's all heart. Our man, shout out to our man Jimmy Reid at the start of the year. Told us he was winning all the fitness drills at Gold Coast in the off season, which has led to forcing 2 senior players in Sam Verrills and Chris Randall onto the bench. So a couple of good options. But it's Zane Harrison at halfback.
I don't mind that kid.
And Jaden Campbell looks so much better at 6 with Zane Harrison than he has with anyone aside from maybe the OG Fozzie. But Fozzie still was like the back end of his career. Oh. I think what Harrison is providing.
Who'd Harrison run down?
Karapani.
Yeah, that's what got me. I was like, yeah, that's your guy.
I'll tell you what got me. The first time I watched and caught a game for the Titans, Zane Harrison's debut, Angus Crichton, you were talking about him early, 3 times ran straight at him, and he dished him every time.
Yeah. He's got some dog in him.
And one-on-one tackles. For young halves coming into the league, when you look at, the Joey Walsh's, Cade Reed, Zane Harrison's another example. He's a on-ball game managing half as well, which is suiting him. And then it allows AJ Brimson to be that hybrid sort of.
Yeah, he's coming into games like he's never, like, you know how he's been put on in the centers or whatever, and he's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
What am I going to do now?
Yeah.
Unless the ball comes to me. I feel like he's just everywhere.
Well, you know what's happening? Because they're actually remaining in the contest through the arm wrestle and not on the back foot. It's hard for centers and wingers to get in the game and have those carries if they're continually on the back
when you're getting pumped
on the back foot or getting pumped. Yeah, they've and again,
I like watching the Titans play.
Yeah.
I looked at this game and went, and I was going to say I was on the verge going, I think Titans might get him because of the fact that this looks like a different team. But I just thought the Broncos have got too much to play for. They're too good. Payne Haas is back. Reece Walsh has got some points to prove, and still. The Titans come through with that ridiculous play from Keanu Kinney. I thought game once Reynolds kicked that field goal. I was like, okay, fuck. Still got – if it was against anyone else, like a team that could – it's probably the worst team you could do it against. It's Titans. People underestimate the skill set and the game breakers in that team. Campbell, Kinney, Brimson. You just got players everywhere who can just do some real freaky shit. That Keanu Kinney was – fucking amazing.
Even Cooper Bye, mate.
Yeah.
It feels like Cooper Bye makes a clean line break nearly every game.
That pretty easy, that one.
That you
Going
can
through Pakes and just went footwork, hips.
There has been a lot of patience shown from Josh Hannay around Cooper Bye.
Got to.
They're trying to manage his reps.
No, you got to. When he's in middle, when you're 19, you got to.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that he cares because you know why? They tried to play that kid at 16, Josh Hannay.
Did they really?
In 96, when he's same age as me.
Yeah.
And so in 96, they tried to play him at 16. He was that good as a schoolboy.
Wow.
And then I remember playing against Josh playing with Josh Australian Super League 17s and everything, and he was a freak. But Cowboys tried to play him at 16.
Oh, wow.
He ended up playing, I think, when he was real young.
Yep.
But that would have affected Josh Hannay's, like Josh ended up playing some Origin games, but they touted him as like the next fucking Mal Meninga and all that.
Perfect.
Sort of stuff. So he understands Cooper Bye's maturation process and how he should be rested and how in today's game how they're played and like the minutes and all that sort of stuff. So
I didn't realise that. You know what? And there have been examples of Cooper Bye on when they cross him. You can see that at times he's clearly frustrated. He wants to play bigger minutes, which is great. Like again, great signs. Like I love that a young kid doesn't want to be taken off, but they're working him in nicely. Yeah. Mo Fodawaker co-captaincy with Tino this week as well. Takes a little bit of responsibility off Tino. I think Tino is currently dealing with scars of the last couple of years. He's not playing his best footy yet.
Were you saying something, Luigi?
Yeah, I was going to just add to your story. So the ARL ultimately had to come in and block it.
Yeah.
And had to wait till he was 17 to debut. But Graham Lowe wanted to play him round 15 versus West Magpies.
Yeah, 96?
95.
Yeah,
96.
Yeah,
sorry.
96, yeah. So I remember coming through. We were going,
16
who's this young kid from North Queensland?
16 years, 185 days.
Yeah, would have been the youngest. Back to you saying, what were you saying about?
Cooper Bye taking the time with him in the reps with Josh Hannay.
Josh Hannay.
Yeah, him understanding Cooper Bye and him wanting to Cooper Bye wanted to play more minutes.
Yeah, you just got to take it out. No, Tino.
Tino.
So
Tino.
Tino's what happens when you come back from an ACL, right? Is like your impact. So Tino's better when he runs direct and he runs into spaces real late. He's stepping a little bit too early and he's turning his hips in, right? So he's getting most of his meters post contact nearly with his back to them, right?
Yep.
Because when you come back from ACL, you're worried about that footwork late and in around a lot of clutter when you're going forward.
Yeah.
So that next step and the next drive phase is boom, boom, and then coming off again where Tino's at his most powerfulest.
Do you think he's setting himself up sideways to worry about that third man in and chopping his legs?
Yeah,
too?
It's self-preservation.
Yeah.
He's found a way to still be effective in the game, right?
Yeah.
And still get out some really big minutes and everything. But I understand because coming back, you miss that and that drive phase, right? Where Tino's so good at running over people, he can step or he can find space and he can hit and spin. But that's just little mental layers that you got to keep breaking down. And by the end of the year, he should be through that, but it takes a while.
Yeah.
It takes a while. But I can see that. I'm like, he's not as effective. He's still doing the same work. He's getting the numbers up. He's getting picked in rep teams and everything like that. But that's nowhere near the Tino that I know that he can play.
No. I think
look how Payne Haas runs.
Yeah.
That's how fucking Tino usually runs. And he's off the back fence, jamming in behind but he's more wider ball, bit of really early footwork, right? Early footwork, and then a little bit, and then he turns his back a little bit, and he's looking for late offload and stuff like that. Where that's just like it's the scarring of coming back from ACL.
And I think it's also the scarring of the battle scars of the last couple of years of the Titans. Yeah. I'm watching that Titans team on the weekend. I can see a Parramatta-like run to finish the season.
Yeah.
Like they won't make the 8, but I could see them, if there's, say, 12 games to go, I think they've had a couple of buys. Just say if they play 10, then I can see them winning 5 to 6 of those 10 games. I really can. They've got something built in there. As for the Broncos, we talked about Walsh's mindset. I talked about that early on around Queensland, so we don't need to double and triple down on that. I just thought there was a run-first mentality. I really, without knowing 100%, I felt like Billy called him throughout the week saying, hey, you're in my plans.
Get it done.
This is the way, this is the version of Reece Walsh I want to see. And I thought, even though it wasn't the highlight sort of play, I think he had 20-plus carries for 200 and something
Stat line
meters.
was massive.
Stat line. He was in the game. He was run first, and he wasn't trying to have the big play or come up with the final pass. So the man to Dufty change is even more confusing, though, after the game.
It's like you write stuff that I'm thinking of anyway in the game. I was just like, what are you doing? He's got the hot hand. Fuck it, leave him out.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, all right, you paid. It's working. What you said, Madge. You've dropped him. You fucking hit his ego. And now he's reacting in a good way, in a healthy way, where he's gone, run first, do boom, boom, boom. Oh, that's the Ezra Man I want. Fuck off, Duffy. Go back to the bench. Nah, still stood on business and still flicked him. I was like, oh, I'm not sure how that works. You know what I mean?
It was made even more awkward because then he ends up pulling Duffy later on. And Duffy come up with a nice little assist too. This isn't a crack against Duffy.
No, it's not.
This is like,
it's just there's a pecking order. I'm like, Ezra Man's my man.
Yeah.
My man, right? For the next 10 years. You got to get his spot and earn that. I'm going to put him back to reserve. I'm going to put him back, drop him, test his ego, test his resilience, see if he's going to come back. All right, bang, HIA, go on. I can generally change the game. Then, boom, see him coming off. I'm like, oh, you got to swallow that pill, son. Awful pill to swallow that one.
Yeah.
Awful. You want to spit it all out. And it's just like you had to. And then it's just like, that's not what you get the best out of your players, right? You see Ezra Man, I wouldn't be surprised if you fucking just did what you asked me to do, swallowed my pride, sat on the bench, right? And then I get on, change the game, and you still hook me. I'm like, that's where it's like, fuck, mate.
You can't say it's a hypothetical. You can't say without certain. Like you can't say for certain. In the last bit of the game, when he goes down that short side, I think he forces that because he's trying to come up with a big moment because he got taken off again. Yeah. I think if he's in the rhythm of the game, he identifies going to the right side was the play. P's been getting hammered for that. Like Ezra's a game winner. Like Ezra goes after moments. He tries to win the game. Yeah, in hindsight, you can look back and go, fuck, you look at all the numbers out to the right. You know, did he, for a split second, envision a quick play of the ball, some players not getting back on side quickly, tries to come up with a play?
This, that, yeah, something like that.
Anyway.
Yeah, it just sucks. I just don't know if that's the best. I think that would work for someone like in a different era.
Yeah.
not the new age little kid. Like you already tested him, and you come back and he give you what you wanted.
Yep.
Comes on, sets him, like just looked like he was run first mentality, hitting blokes in defence. All right, sweet, he's back.
There'll be plenty of chat on the
Message
Broncos throughout the week, so we'll let the Broncos through the keeper. I want to give Titans the credit in that game.
Yeah,
I want to make sure that that's the storyline as well, because it's going to be everywhere else. You're going to be talking about the Broncos and what they did wrong, and I want to do that to the Eels later on as well. I know we mentioned it a little bit with the Bulldogs.
Game of the year.
This one comes from Dead Monkey. Hello, boys. Penrith diehard dribbler here. Born there. I'll drop my birth certificate. L1 from day one. When you cover the Panthers today, can you please deep dive into what they do differently? I feel like most analysis focus on the other team. I know it might be boring to discuss, but I'd love to hear a genuine breakdown of what they do and where they win their little battles and what their training might look like. Give me a deep dive this sicko has been waiting for, please.
A deep dive, but you know who would be perfect at starting an Origin game? Fucking Moses Leota.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that man just keeps standing on business and delivering all the time. Any youngsters want to fucking have a crack at the ground, come and get it. He's going at everyone, mate. He goes at Fish. He goes at every big boy. Payne Haas, anyone. Anyone can get it. He doesn't dodge anybody. I love him. If he was eligible for New South Wales, I'm starting him. Fucking in front of Barnett and everyone. Everybody get behind him.
I asked him after the game.
Payne Haas.
I said, do you take this part of the year personally, like understanding that your players are going to miss some times, you got to go hard, because he set the tone. That third tackle of the game, he went straight through the front door, and the Tigers never recovered. There was 3 sets in that first exchange for Penrith over the Tigers before they got the ball, and it just fatigued the hell out of them. I'll go through some notes that I've written down. You can add to it at any point. Jump in.
Yeah.
Here are some notes that I've got from the Panther system that I think best summarises what makes them so great. And when you actually get to watch them in live action and call a game, it's a pleasure to watch the detail that they put in. So their system allows them to pick on the weaknesses of the opposition better than anyone else because they have full belief in it. Yep. So you've got Nathan and Isaiah. This is some of the stuff that may be obvious to people, but I'll elaborate a little bit more. So Nathan and Isaiah control the middle of the field. Dylan sits on the right and Blaze sits on the left. You could see early that they liked their chances on the left side. They wanted to attack Taruva and Tavana. Now, they had the first try through Alamotti, but for the most part, they wanted to sit on the right channel and they wanted to attack left. They wanted to attack. Their kicking plan was towards Tavana and Taruva, and that detail, like they have a plan. They go into a plan with, all right, that's plan A. Yep. They also have plan B, plan C. And because the game got so out of control early on, they've also now got the flexibility and what makes them as dangerous as they've ever been. Once the floodgates open up, then they just play footy. Like it's that part of Nathan I've been talking about recently where, like they can still get to wide positions and be on a tram and then make a shift. But if Nate sees a wide A, B, and C defender, then he just takes it. Yeah. They're also fucking unselfish, which to most may seem normal. It's not. No. So often, I've played in teams where you're running up a score line on a team and everyone wants to play a part. Penrith are so unselfish, they don't care who gets the last pass. No. They don't care who scores the try. All they care about is putting 6 points on the scoreboard. And sometimes I've watched other teams, and you'll see examples of it for sure, where people just want to stat, but you'd always talk about stat padding. They want to have their meters. They want to get their runs up.
None of them do that.
Like you never look at Penrith and go, they have an example of a guy who runs 200 meters every game. No. Like aside from Brian Toto doing the tough yard carries. That's a system thing.
Yes.
That's a system.
And that's the other team's fault if Bizza does that, because you're kicking his way.
And because of the success that they've had in previous years, the detail around game plans is never questioned. Yep. And that's another part that should sound obvious, but it's not the case. So I've played at other teams as well where, a coach or your team come up with a game plan, but you've come from in a system where we didn't quite do it that way, or this is the way we defended, or this is the way we attacked. Because of their success, there's complete buy-in from anyone who's into their system.
Yep.
So when, an Isaiah Papali or a Blaise Talangi or a Paul Alamotti in recent history have come there,
So they're the three biggest ones that are fit out and then in.
Of course. And those three guys are super talented, but they know in order to play in the team week in, week out, and for the team to be the best that they possibly can, then they have to play their role.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So
they're just the best. They're the best team in the comp. They do it the best. Everything that you just said, I agree with. And then just defensively, as you said, that's your last bit. Like they've got the gas and they've got the kicking game and everything, and the team to bash the shit out of you for every time you get the ball. Even if you want to out Penrith. Good luck now. You can't because they're having cracks at you on play 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they'll kick, pin you down in the corner, and just want you to have the ball so we can just bash you into submission for 80 minutes. They're so fit. It's
suffocating.
It's out of this world, their fitness levels. But their fitness levels are so good because they get 50% of the ball. Yep. They don't drop balls coming out of yardage. They're so disciplined in defense. And like they're the little things that you can control. You know what I mean? They don't make the mistakes. They made a couple of mistakes back into the half early on in the back. I mean, late in the half where it was just uncharacteristic, but they didn't do anything on the scoreboard, right? I'm like, this is 68-0, right? And it's like, I'm not even looking at that game. I'm looking at other games where they just demolish teams, really good teams. The Tigers are down a little bit, but like most of these other teams, they do exactly the same thing, right? Nath's in this mindset of running. That's another layer where we haven't seen for like 3 years where like Nate's like, if you're not coming up because we just beat the shit out of you with four hit-ups, if you're not coming in, he's running himself. He's always how dangerous that is for a middle, for like and a 4 defender when he's coming at you and you're coming in. Like it's...
I think you'll agree with this. He's always ran in years past, but at times I felt like he's ran for the sake of it to get yourself, feel the contact, just keep him honest. Now
he runs just a line break.
When he runs, it's almost a half break, quick play the ball line break. Like his time, the time he picks to run are as good as it's ever been.
Yeah, and as you said, like team first all the time. Their back five. It's just the way that they play is like it's a pleasure to watch them. I'm just like I can't really put a fault in anything that they do as a team.
And again, talking to them after the game, going down, you can tell that all of them are footy heads. You can tell that they love the game. They love rugby league. They watch it. You can tell maybe it could be the detail that the coaching that they get.
I'd love to see it.
Oh, fuck.
Jesus.
Mate, you can tell the difference when you chat to people about the game when you're down. And that's not even interviewing as well. Sometimes after I finish interviewing for about 5 minutes, I'll just chat to a few of the players. I was chatting to Freddie Lussick, actually. There's a great example, right? Freddie's been around for a number of years. Couple of different teams. Scores a couple of tries in this game. And I said, oh, mate, fucking congratulations. Like, you're fucking killing it. Everyone's been raving about how fit you've been in the offseason because Isaiah was saying that a couple of weeks ago. And he goes, all I know is, like, get an opportunity to be in this team. You just don't want to let anyone down. And he goes, you just got to play your role.
Yeah.
You just have to play your role.
I feel like it's a Melbourne on fucking 2.0.
Yeah.
Play your role, but like just play a lot more football because I love enjoying watching Yowie and passing to Lindsay Smith and then out the back to Leo. They've all got a skill set.
Yeah.
You're not just one-dimensional in that team. You can play both sides of the ruck. Especially these middles are very interchangeable. Yowi's probably the leader of that whole middle, right? But all these other middles coming off the bench, they plug and place in, and they do exactly the same job, and it lose any momentum.
No.
Oh, it's the discipline that gets me, and the back five coming out of yardage. You see that? You hear.
Okay, last one we finished.
You get the opportunity sometimes the middles to walk back when you see that some commentators. Oh, what are they doing walking back? Like. They earned the right, the middles, to walk back and get back on the third tackle because the back five just go, we'll help you. Everything works in unison. Like the right four, middle four, left four, everyone does their job mentality. Where everyone can have a little bit of a rest, right? No, get back to the third tackle because
because you know the system works.
Dylan Edwards is coming back. Alan Motti's going to get you at the back. Isaac Tungo just come on for someone else. Like Milky Jenkins is going to get you there. And then we'll take play 3, play 4, get on the kick chase, rinse, repeat. Have a crack at them all the time. It's just like it's unstoppable. Like you can't do anything about it unless they have an off game.
Yeah,
If they have an off game.
But even
You had
then,
your best game.
So we're using the example of the Melbourne Storm year. They completed at 95% and they still got fucking pumped by Penrith. So, I think I keep saying this: Penrith first, Warriors second, distant third right now. Yeah. Hey, we'll finish off with the Tigers and then we can do the Sharks, Dragons, Bulldogs, Eels on Thursday, just with her.
Yes.
All right, last little thing on Tigers and Benji.
Yeah.
The way Benji, I have not been as impressed on a coach around a presser as I was with Benji after this game. He handled it. It was a 10 out of 10. You know, maybe he doesn't have the scars of OGs like Ricky and Wayne, and sometimes they get a bit short in presses after performances like this. Credit to him. Yeah. It's refreshing to see a coach go through a game like that. He took his licks. He answered all of the tough questions with detailed responses, and he didn't take anything personally. Like, there were questions that were asked during that you'd feel like, why do I have to sit there and sit through this? You know, he obviously wants to get to the playing group and figure it all out. But I've seen enough of Benji in the last, I said I wanted to see a sample size of 2.5 years, year and a half, 2.5, get to Magic Round. Benji is well and truly the guy to lead the Tigers out of this. This may seem crazy. They just got beaten 68-0, but he couldn't have handled the
depressor.
The depressor or the disappointment of a result like that.
Is that his biggest loss?
And there would have to be.
Yeah.
Got to be.
Yeah, it would have to be. Yeah, 68. That's huge.
It's Penrith's biggest since ages.
I remember when I was talking about when Webby's going through a bit of a tough time and he never for years he
never faltered.
Didn't let the excuses filter on to his message and to the fan bases. And Benji didn't do that. He took accountability for it. He understood that it starts with him, that sort of performance, where he's got to improve. I thought it was a 10 out of 10 presser for someone who just went through a tough situation like that.
Even just seeing him on the sideline when it was like 52-0.
Yeah.
32-0. Like, still on there. He's like, we've all been on the back of some floggings, and he's like, this could be a monumental flogging.
Yeah.
36-0.
Yeah.
Like, I've been in that position. Like, I've been 50s. Some teams got 50s, like 54-10 or something like that. Biggest flogging. You're just like, whew, get me out of this universe, right? You just want to get off the field, hide, and he's sitting there because the camera was on him more than it was on the field sometimes.
Yeah, big time.
Whenever I was just like straight on Benji, and I'm just like, because they want to see him slip.
Every try.
Keep it up, Benji.
Every
You're
try,
good,
Benji.
mate.
Yeah, good work.
Handling your shit.
Yep. It's a really tough period. It's going to be a really important period. They've got a Titans team, so Tigers fans will not view the Titans. They'll just think it's a slip up. That's again, like I was talking about before with the Warriors fans when they play the Titans. Titans are a much better team than you give them credit for. They've got them on Leichhardt this Sunday. Jerome needs this win. For better or worse, whatever way you feel about it, since the announcement, he just needs the team. He needs a big performance. Yeah.
He needs
he understands it comes with this, right? Like the noise is going to get louder and louder. When he first signed, everyone was like, he's done a great job. He's built the culture. He's still here for one more year. But now you can hear the rumblings. You're starting to hear, and then once it starts in the media, it starts trickling down to the fans. I just hope the Tigers can have a big performance. The Tigers-Titans game is going to be a real fun watch this Sunday.
It just sucks the Tigers that aren't like a full deck.
Yeah.
Like when they were dusting some teams up at the start and they were going on a good run.
Yeah.
Dewey was like the best player in the comp.
Hmm?
You know what I mean? Someone
Like
you lose these little some players.
Alex
Twal, you know what I mean? Does a lot of work in the middle. He does a lot of work. They don't have the depth. That's what I said at the start of the year. Once you get a key couple of injuries, this will test you. And I'm like, this is where they are. That's it. That's where they are now.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a prank and they're just going to come back and dominate next week.
It was a prank from the May brothers.
Apologies to Sharks, Dragons fans, Bulldogs, Eels. I've got to get her out of here. She's been here for too long. We're going to go get some breakfast.
All right.
See you guys. See you on Thursday.